All right, we are live on YouTube, and today we're going to be discussing how the third wave of radical feminism is ruining society and how women having equal rights is not the issue. So stick around and find out exactly what I'm talking about. All that and much, much more is coming right up. Live from Northern California, welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Yeah, we can do it, ladies. We can do it. This better be worth it. It took me a while to prep this show. Sorry for the delayed start. I was going to start this a half an hour ago. But I had to set back the time because there was a lot of prep involved in this. This is going to be a damn good show. I just know it is. It's going to be a damn good show. But let's take care of the, intro shit first, right? If this is your first time here, and most importantly, listen to this, including you ladies out there that are pissed off that I'm talking about this. Most importantly, you are open to suggestions and change. Please consider subscribing and then banging that bell. And after you bang that bell, when that pop-up box pops up, make sure you select all notifications because that way you won't miss a single thing. You will not miss anything when it comes to getting a better grip on your life. And also make sure on your smartphone, your tablet, your iPhone or Android, or anywhere that you have the YouTube app installed on, you must make sure the YouTube app is also set to receive notifications at a device level. You do all of that and you're good to go. Wow, Leo Mommy's in the house. Hello, Leo Mommy. Hello, Marcel. Hello, BWYA Adventures. Hello, everyone. Wow, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting. Okay. Let me see what's going on in the chat here. I'm just going to say a quick hello to everyone. JB Gunner TV. We know who you are, bro. Thank you for being here. BWY Adventures, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. Jenny O'Brien, welcome. Hello, Sandra Palacio. Great to see you. Thank you for being here. Barbara Placen's in the house. Welcome, Barbara. And Marcel Harding Art once again there. And once again to Leo Mommy. And then the rest have not commented. Queen Helen Casey's back. Welcome, XC Ben. I have learned when I leave a comment here, I always get a sweet comment from your haters on how I should stop coming to your live streams. It's pretty pathetic that these peeps are wasting their time. Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna mention specifics because there have been many people that have that do care about me that were actually on my channel before going over to the other side, and now they're coming back here because they're realizing that the other side is just the other side, right? But that's fine. If the other side wants to keep on reaching out to people that want to be here on their own free will and make themselves look like a fool, that's on them. That's not on me. Lewis Fuller's in the house. Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. We've got 26 in the box already. Thank you so much for being here, folks. Now, I want the A-team to keep a high alert in case anyone is simulcasting this. I want you to make me aware of it. If it's on D-Live, A-team, please make sure that you contact the proper D-Live authorities, per se. If it's on YouTube, let me know, and I will go ahead and file a copyright takedown notice. Not messing around anymore, folks. I'm moving forward with my message here, and this is a very important message here today. So yeah, before we get started here, how do you folks like the background today? Rosie the Riveter. Yeah, girl power. Yeah, I'm a woman with muscles. Yeah, I'm Arnold Schwarzeneggerette. Yeah, Arnold Schwarzeneggerette, E-T-T-E, the feminine version of Arnold Schwarzenegger. And, I understand the symbolic meaning of Rosie the Riveter, but quite frankly, why did she have to be a figure that looks more masculine? Like, look, big guns are masculine, a masculine trait. Now, I'm not saying that women can't choose to, work out and get big guns, but I personally am not attracted to women that try to look like men or try to, be strong bodybuilders like men. No disrespect. If that's what you want to do, have at it. But I wouldn't be putting my penis anywhere near you, figuratively speaking, maybe even literally. It's not my cup of tea. Please watch the trolls, everyone, as well, too, because the trolls are going to come in here. I think that's a troll account. I'm barefoot and pregnant. The condom broke. Let's see. Is that a sock account? Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and personally ban that one myself. Moderators, if you get any stupid sock accounts like that, please ban them immediately. I don't want that crap here. This is a serious conversation here today. A shout out to girl power. I have no problem with girl power, Marcel. The problem I have is when women, try to behave like men or look like men, and women are not being themselves. That's the problem. The problem is not the fact that women have equal rights. I am very happy that women have equal rights. Women should have always had equal rights. What I don't like is what's happening now during the current wave of modern day feminism and radical feminism, the third wave, which started in the early 90s. And basically what's happened during the third wave of feminism, which is the current wave, is that women not only wanted equal rights, they got them, and it's all good. Now women seem to want special privileges. Women seem to want special privileges on top of now having the same rights that only men once had. So to you ladies out there, that are coming at me, because I got some comments on the stream I did late last night, and I'm gonna be showing you and reading those comments here and responding to those comments in a bit. I'll go over to the browser screen in just a second, and I'll show you that. But to the ladies out there that are coming at me saying that they're unhappy with what I'm saying, or they feel that they're offended, which is what I'm trying to say. You're offended. Even Bells, who's been here, and she's a moderator. I hope you're here, Bells. If you're here, you're still going to be a mod. I'm not removing you unless you remove yourself. But if you want to talk about this, we can talk about it. And I'd even be willing to bring you on the panel. But if you want to just come in the chat and talk about it, no problem. But I'm going to be responding to your comments that you made yesterday, line by line. I'm also going to be responding to other comments I got. And the problem is not what you think it is. Because you're a good example of how women should be, Bells. Okay? But not all women are like you, and maybe you can help people like myself share with those women what's really happening. Leo Mommy, what's wrong with being a strong woman who can take care of herself? We needed, but still have her husband to protect her. Nothing wrong with that, Leo Mommy. Nothing wrong with that. The problem is there are many women out there today that have the attitude, we don't need a man for anything. And they play a lot of games, and, they basically, blame men for doing the same things that men are doing, right? But women are doing the stuff themselves, right? That's the problem. In this modern world of radical feminism, women are playing so many games, and they play them on me too. And it's because the system has now indirectly empowered them to be that way and play the feminism card or the feminist card. No, the real strong, good, decent women like you, Sandra Palacio, and Barbara, and Leo Mommy, they're not. You ladies are not going to get offended. The women that are actually, doing the stupid shit, that we're calling out are the ones that are going to get offended by it, or the ones that just don't really understand what's happening, right? And that's why I'm doing this show today. People are ultra sensitive these days. Well, especially women, because women, even though a lot of women nowadays try to act like men because they've been empowered through feminism and women's lib, etc., same thing. You know, they're still women, they're still emotional. They try to act all tough and shit, right? But when you call them out on that and you say, well, you're acting more masculine, you're exuding more masculine energy, right? When you call them out on that, then their emotional feminine side kicks in and says, oh, you're attacking me. No, we're not attacking you. We're just saying that you're not behaving the way that you were naturally made to be, ma'am. You don't have a penis, ma'am. I have a penis. You don't, right? So where's the problem, right? You can't have it both ways. You can't be feminine when you want and then act all tough and masculine when you want as well. You got to pick a side. And I'm hoping you pick the side that you were naturally made to be, a woman. All sweet and nice and shit, right? But no, you want to be all bad and tough. You want to be masculine, right? Okay, got it. Thanks, Barb. Leo Mommy, you know the difference between a feminist and a woman. That's what he was speaking about. Yes, that's exactly what I'm speaking about. And I'm not even speaking about feminism or feminists, Barbara. In essence, Barbara, all women are feminists. You are a product of feminism, whether you want to title yourself or not. Every woman that has equal rights nowadays is a feminist. What I'm talking about are the radical feminists that play the system and seek out special privileges above and beyond the civil rights they were given in 1964. So there's nothing wrong with a woman saying, I am a feminist, because you are all a product of feminism. But there's a difference between being a feminist and a radical feminist. No, I know, Leo Mommy. I respect you. Leo Mommy, you have nothing to prove to me. You have a husband. He respects you. You respect him. You were a police chief for many years, and I respect you for that. But when you would come home after your workday of being a badass, which I respect, you were still a woman to your husband, right? You were still feminine to your husband, right? So you know how to balance that out. Most of the women nowadays do not know how to balance out their work and personal life. That's part of the issue. It's not about the fact that women are working. It's about the fact that women do not know how to balance out or can't balance out their work and personal life. That's why you have a lot of women nowadays. I mentioned this yesterday. I'll mention it again. You have a lot of women that are in their mid to late 30s and early 40s. They're single, never been married, and no kids. And they finally settled into their career after going to college, getting a degree, you're getting a promotion at work. Now they've got their own house and all that. Now they want to go and find a man as quickly as possible to reproduce with before they go through menopause. That's what's happening, right? Why is that happening? Because women are not able, not all, I'm not saying all, but many, if not most women, are incapable of balancing a work and personal life schedule. I've met women in the past, in many different ways. And they always say, well, I'm not free, for the next 2 weeks. Well, why not? Well, I'm working overtime at work. I mentioned this story last night. I'm working overtime at work. Well, what do you mean? You're working overtime at work? You have absolutely no time to hang out? Well, I'd rather hang out when I have a free day. Well, what if we were married or living together? Well, that would be different. Well, why would it be different? You'd make time for me, even though you're working overtime, if we were living together or married. But now that we're getting to know each other and we want to see if we have chemistry, you won't go on some dates. You're going to say, well, I'll give you a call in 2 to 3 weeks when my schedule, dies down at work. Right? Who didn't want? I personally love opinionated women. Gives me someone to verbally joust with. I like going toe to toe with opinionated women, but I would never date one that's highly opinionated about feminism because it'll never work. If you're going to date a woman, you do not want to date a highly opinionated radical feminist, is what I call them. It'll never work because all they're going to do is play you. They're going to try to play you because they know the game and they know the system. That's just my opinion based on my personal experiences. So anyway, thank you for that, Barbara. Thank you to the great moderators out there that are moderating this chat. We got 40 in the box right now. Thank you for being here. So folks, look. Oh, well, let me read what Sandra says. Sandra, I don't know about that, Eli. Some women find they need a career and or something to fall back on. If they have no skill, then they are stuck in a relationship that isn't working. Sandra, you see, this is the thing. And you know we're good, Sandra. You're misinterpreting what I'm saying. I'm not saying that women shouldn't go get a degree and get a job, right? That's not the problem. Having the equal rights is not the problem. The problem is when women are working, they're not able to balance their work/personal life. They go and work 8 hours at work and then they're too tired to go on a date that night. And then they say, well, during the week I don't go out because, I have to work. Well, let's see. You work, how many hours a day you work? Oh, I work 8 hours. What do you work, like 8 to 5? I work 8 to 5, 9 to 5. Okay, so you get off at 5, right? What time do you go to bed? I go to bed about 10, 10:30. So what do you do between 6 and 10? Well, I like to just, rest and veg. And okay, so you like to rest and veg, right? Why don't we rest and veg together and get to know each other, right? You see, the women make lame ass excuses like that, right? Right? They give those lame excuses, right? Well, I just don't like going out during the week. Okay, so what you're saying is that if we were to get married one day down the road, Monday through Fridays, you'd want me to sleep in the fucking attic and then only sleep with you in our bedroom during the weekends when you're not working, right? That's the kind of shit that really bothers me. It's not the fact that women are working. They should be working. They should be doing the same things that men only once did. Or once only, that men only once did. That's what I'm trying to say. It's just that what I have seen, Sandra, is that women, most women, not all, there are some women out there that can balance it out. And I've dated one in particular that was very good at balancing it out. But most women are not good at that. And then at the same time, they come and say, well, there aren't any good men left out there, and I want to find someone to have kids. I'm in my late 30s, I'm going to be less fertile next year when I'm 40, right? And I'm getting closer to menopause. I need to go find someone to knock me up, right? Why can't I find any good men? You know why? Because you don't make any time to hang out with them because you're busy and too tired from work. Seriously. Old guy on a bike, I don't have a hard time dating at all. Not at all. I'm just telling you how it is. A lot of you guys that are happily married or haven't dated in a while don't understand what you're up against nowadays. And a lot of women out there don't even realize what they're going through, right? No one's talking about this stuff. But this is really happening. Barbara, Old Guy on the Bike is actually a channel I connected with, so Old Guy on the Bike is good. And it's okay. You can let those comments slide. You can let those comments slide. That's fine. I can take a little heat. Don't worry about that. If they're actual troll accounts, then go ahead and ban them. But if they're real people, let them speak. This is a highly controversial topic. It is. Give me 1 second. I got to make sure of something here. You folks have to do a better job of banning the trolls. You timed that troll out. CNR trivia, they should have been banned. Yeah, Barbara, can you do me a favor? If the other mods, just time them out and they're ban worthy, you know how to moderate this chat, Barbara. Just ban all the trolls, please. Well, it did kind of come up as a personal attack, but to be honest with you, I'll put up with that from people that are actually real channels. This guy I met through networking. You didn't know that. That's okay. But yes, it was a semi-personal attack. It really sounds like you are having a hard time dating. And no, I'm not having a hard time dating. I am myself. I have no problem meeting people. I have no problem connecting with people. All I'm sharing is what I've experienced on several occasions, and my friends have experienced that as well. And many other people out here on the internet have talked about that. It's not just me. It's just the way things are nowadays. And it all stems back to feminism. And primarily now the third wave of radical feminism has made it worse. That's all I'm stating. I'm stating the facts. Old guy on a bike, I'm not trolling, LOL. Married 30 years, but it took 2 women. Single in the last 10 years and dating a lot. Well, that's good. I'm sorry about that. Barbara's really good, and no need to apologize to each other. Barbara, don't worry about it. It's okay. We are totally good here. Got 48 in the box right now. Thank you for being here. So, anyway, let me do this, folks, because this is going to take quite a while if I don't get to it right now. In about 30 minutes, I'm going to take a quick break, get a little more coffee, and then I'll come back for at least another hour after that. That's how the show's going to go. I'm going to start up with some comments right now, and it's going to take a while to go through. If anyone wants to join me on Google Hangouts on the panel in a little bit and discuss this, I'll start bringing people on before I go take my break in about 30 minutes. So if you want to join me for a little bit, Barbara or ODN or anyone else that wants to join me, let me know. If you're already connected with me on Google Hangouts chat, send me a message there. I'll send you the link there. If you're not connected with me, let me know in the chat, and I'd be happy to find a way to get you the link. No problem. No problem. But do you folks like the background? Do you like the background? Let me know. I love it. It's all good. It's all good. All right, let me go over to the browser source, and you can still see the chat right above me on the top right, and on the left over here, you are going to see the channel comments. I'm already using hang on one second. Okay, ODN, can you let me know on Hangouts? I'll bring you on in about 25 to 30 minutes. Is that cool? I want to go over some of these comments, just myself and the comments for now. So let me know on Hangouts chat if that is cool. But yeah, I'm using the new YouTube Studio, which used to be called Studio Beta. It looks a little different than when I used to show comments on the former Creator Studio Classic, which is going away completely very soon at the beginning of next year. So that's why it looks a little different there. So let me just read. Let me read the latest comments on down, because that's how it goes. Background is awesome. Definitely better than the blue balls. Of course, Barbara. Yeah. Speaking of which, folks, before I get started here, if you feel you're getting great value, watching this show or being a part of this channel, and you would like to support the channel monetarily to help it move forward, you can make a donation in one of many ways. Nightbot will be sharing my PayPal link every 6 minutes. paypal.me/Coach Eli. You can make a donation, like I said, in any amount based on the value you feel you're receiving. You can also add a note of any length, and I will read that note live on the air, unless within that note you request to remain anonymous. I will definitely honor and respect that. I do not, dox anyone here. I respect people's privacy. If you feel more comfortable or you prefer to use Super Chat or a Super Sticker, go to the bottom of your chat box, whether you're on Android or Apple, iPhone, or on your laptop or desktop. Click that $sign. A little box will pop up. You can send a Super Chat where you can add a note and then make a donation in the amount, or you can choose a Super Sticker and not add a note, but just, express yourself with a Super Sticker and one of the pre-filled amounts that Google and YouTube have there. So that's up to you folks. Donations are not required, but they are greatly appreciated. So anyway, let's just let's get right to it here. Oops, give me a second. Okay. All right. So Bugaboo, about an hour ago, says, a woman doesn't have the right to say she'd like to wait a few months before having sex with you, ? So you want a woman who follows the traditional role in the relationship, but you aren't okay with a woman with traditional values regarding sex. Listen, this is 2019, almost 2020. Okay? Nobody waits to have sex until marriage anymore, because it's basically like test driving the car before you buy it, because the world's a different place. If you wait to have sex until you are married, and then you marry someone and the sex is bad on the honeymoon and it continues to be bad, you're going to end up in divorce shortly after you got married. You see, I'm not a player. I've never even had a one-night stand. I'm not that kind of guy. But I want to know as much about a woman I'm dating as quickly as possible. I want to know if we're compatible mentally, emotionally, and physically. And when a woman says, well, I want to wait 2 months before I have, intimacy. You seem to be a good guy, but I just want to make sure. That right there is basically halting the natural flow of progression, Bugaboo sock account. Okay? I answered your question because it was a valid question, but you are a sock. You don't use your picture or your real name. You choose to be a keyboard warrior hiding behind your computer or your phone, right? But that's okay. So for me, I don't force a woman to have sex. That would be rape. I don't do that. I would just rather not be with a woman that, is going to try to control the situation and not allow the natural flow of progression to happen on its own, whether it's first night, second night, third night. But when a woman comes out and says, well, you seem like a good guy, but I don't have sex with anyone for at least 2 months. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, I'm not going to date someone that has strict rules like that. That's basically trying to control the progression. And when you're getting to know someone, it should all happen naturally. So there's your answer, Bugaboo. Okay? You're probably a female that wrote that. And my answer makes a lot of sense. What does the chat say about that? 2 months? Oh, hell no. That's how you end up with 100 sex partners as a female. That's a hoe. Right. So if the sex is bad, but you connect with her on other levels, she gets kicked to the curb. No, it just doesn't work out. Sandra, do you understand that chemistry has 3 elements: mental, emotional, and physical? Why would you want to be with someone that you're not compatible with completely? I mean, what woman out here wants to be with a bad lover? The number one thing I hear women complain the most is that the men that they're with are not sexual enough with them. They only have sex with them once per month or once a year. Come on, Sandra. Come on. Sorry, Eli, we're women, not pincushions. Well, Barbara, what made you say that? What did I say that triggered you to say that? Because I'm not saying women are pin cushions. What I'm saying is that I'm a one-woman man, but I'm not going to waste time. I'm not going to invest 2, 3, 4 months of my time to be with a woman, and then we have intimacy and we're not compatible in that way. I'd rather find out if we're compatible as soon as possible to see if I want to continue. And she should look at it as if she wants to continue as well. It's a two-way street. What's wrong with that? And why are women using sex as a weapon anyway? That's part of the issue as well, right? I understand Leo Mommy sex isn't everything, but it's an important part of it. Sex, romance, the mental and emotional connection, the whole thing, it all has to be there. Definitely don't go around sleeping with everyone you're dating. No, I agree with you on that, Barbara. Barbara says, no, you wait to have sex with someone you're ready to move in with, and living with them before marriage is how you know if you're going to be able to last. I agree, Barbara. I agree. Yeah. Hooded one says, sex, like most things, is a skill. You got to teach each other how to please each other, and you never stop learning. I understand. But see, some men and some women are just not that intimate. Even though they enjoy intimacy, they're not that intimate. I'm into it. I want to be with a woman that is a highly sexual woman, but with just me, because I'm a highly sexual man with one woman. That's my preference. That's what I like. I'm a very energetic guy, and I enjoy that closeness. What's wrong with that? If I connect mentally, then we will think about the sex. Absolutely. That's all I'm saying. If there's no mental and emotional connection, then there's no even thought of sex in my eyes. There's not even a thought of sex in my eyes unless we connect mentally and emotionally. I agree. You have to have the mental and emotional first, and once that's there, then you got to see if you're good in that way together also. What the hell is wrong with that? Oh my God. BWY Adventures. I had a long engagement with my hubby. It never turned him away from me. LOL. Well, I mean, every person's different. This is just my opinion. Every person's different. Most men I encounter think the same way I do. It's not a bad thing. We just don't want to waste our time with the wrong woman. That's all. Doesn't mean we're a player. Koala Meat. I never once brought a gift or flowers on Valentine's Day either. Didn't need one day to show I loved her. You're a good dude. Old guy on a bike. Women have a much bigger commitment possibilities with sex, i.e. babies. I understand that. But nowadays, women are on birth control, dude. They have IUDs that are like 99% effective. My last few girlfriends were on them. They fucking work. So, look, there are many things that women and men can do and still enjoy intimacy until they're ready to have kids. And you talk about those things before you get intimate, right? Queen Helen Casey, I am happy to be single. January 1st will be 4 years single. Well, if you're happy with that, that's all that matters. I'm sure at some point you may want to enjoy the company of a man, but that's up to you, Queen Helen Casey. But as long as you're happy with yourself, like for me, I enjoy the company of a woman. I do. Even as friends, I enjoy the company of a woman. I enjoy conversations more with women than I do with men. No disrespect. I can more so open up emotionally to women than men. Men don't want to hear that shit. They don't. BWY Adventures, every person and every situation is different, Eli. That's why I try to be tolerant with others. I understand everybody's different, but the principle is pretty much the same. Chemistry, BWYA Adventures, is chemistry. There's either going to be chemistry there or there's not. Okay? There's chemistry or there's not. And for a person like me that values the mental, emotional, and physical connection, all three, that all has to be there. And I want to figure that out as soon as possible before I invest too much time in someone if it doesn't work. So it's not that I'm trying to rush into sex, but I'm not going to wait 2 months to be intimate with a woman that I'm going on dates with, taking her to dinner, spending my hard-earned money, and being good to her, And most women nowadays, most women nowadays want intimacy as much as a man. Now, there are some that want it, but they want to play the I'm going to make you wait game. And that game doesn't fly with me. That's trying to control the situation. It's trying to control the natural flow of progression. So anyway, I think ODN's going to come on in about 20 minutes or so. We got 49 in the box right now. I'm making it rain. Let me ask you folks, how many of you that came in on the stream saw an ad? I want to make sure that my monetization is working on the streams. How many of you saw an ad before you came into the stream? Please let me know in the chat. All right, let's continue here. Let's continue. Then there's one, sorry I missed your stream, Nisha. Folks, to all of you out there that keep apologizing that you miss streams, you don't have to apologize. Just come and go as you wish. No worries. Queen Helen Casey said, I did. I saw an ad. Leo Mommy saw an ad. Okay, great. Great. Thank you. Excellent. Excellent. Finally getting paid for my hard work. All right. I appreciate you folks making me aware of that. Jenny, I might have. BWYA says, at S4 Punchy, that's true. There is more to sex than the actual act. It's making love. It's the emotional bond, BWYA. When you're intimate, when a man's intimate with a woman and vice versa, it's the emotional bond, the closeness. I want to feel that closeness to somebody I care about. And that's the closest you can get. That's what I enjoy. I love that feeling. What's wrong with that? Doesn't make me a bad dude. Doesn't make me a player. I enjoy the intimacy, the closeness of the companionship. What is wrong with that? Man, we got a lot of emotional people, I swear. Alex the Beer Master. Eli, I haven't seen an ad and I just came in. Well, sometimes these streams will get demonetized, and then once they process at the end, they get remonetized. So, and sometimes you just won't get an ad. But that's okay. No worries. We'll look into that later. All right. Nanook. 2 hours ago. Nanook says, what a sad man you are. I've been with the same man for 24 years. That's great. We both successfully own and run our own businesses, have our own money, and give each other space to do what we need to do. Well, that's good for you. It isn't about ownership. It's a partnership. That's how it should be. If we have a problem, we're honest about it and talk until we're past it. That's the way it should be. You don't have children, aren't married, and have some strange stereotypical teenage incel type of view of what people are like. So you sound like you're from the MGTOW community. I'm not even going to read this message here. Because you're way the hell out of line here. This is way too long and it's stupid bullshit. You speak as though you were stuck in the 40s. What makes you qualified? What sort of woman could be with such a whiny, emotional, selfish man? I'm a woman and have never behaved the way you do. You know what? I'm sick of your shit. I was going to keep your message up, but I'll tell you what. We're going to hide user from channel and you're out of here. See ya. You're gone. That's a projection right there. That is not a constructive comment. Who agrees in the chat that that woman or pretending to be a woman or whatever the hell that account was a projection? Barbara plays, I'm sorry, but I disagree because sex is intimacy that's supposed to be shared between two people who have extremely strong feelings for each other. You don't know that after 2 months. It's not necessarily true, Barbara. Sometimes people just feel it and they want to go for it. Barbara, you've been married for over 20 years, and I respect what you have, but you have not been in the dating world since back in those days, and it's much different than it was back then. Barbara, you're pretty close to the same age as myself, and when I was dating women back in the days when you just got married over 20 years ago, yeah, it was different. Now it's a different world. Now, it's like you got to find out as quickly as possible, because people, look, there's a lot of shit going on, and people have so much going on that you got to basically try to figure the whole thing out as quickly as possible, or you're going to be replaced. That's the way it goes. It's called being horny. No, it's not called being horny. It's called craving love, craving the connection, wanting to share your life with someone. People, you can disagree with Eli, but be effing respectful. I am. Am I being disrespectful? How am I being disrespectful? Leo mommy, I wouldn't want to be single in this day and age. Right. I'm not disagreeing with what you ladies are saying. You ladies have been married for over 20 years during a time where dating was different than it is now. Dating 20 years ago was much different than it is today. I'm telling you. I've dated during both those time periods. Marcel says, life is like a box of chocks. You never know what you're going to get. Or did you mean to say cocks? I don't know. Maybe you did. All right. You know what? I'm going to actually hold off on this next one. From Belle's Reborn Nursery. There are a bunch of replies to this, and it's going to take probably about a half an hour to 45 minutes to get through this. And I'm going to bring on ODN. Barbara, would you like to come on the panel with ODN? And I want both of you to stay on for about 45 minutes if you can. And we can talk about this because I want to get some feedback. If Leo Mommy wants to come on as well. Oh, Leo Mommy, that's okay. If they want to attack me, they can attack me. I don't care. As long as they're a real channel and they're not a sock account. No, thank you, Leo. It's okay. Buck Talk, I have been with my husband 7 years and I agree with everything the women are saying. Hey, Rachel, how you doing? How's the pregnancy going? It's great to see you here. Great to see you here. We got 49 in the box right now. We got 50 in the box. As long as I'm not left by myself, LOL, says Barbara. Eli, there are many avenues this topic takes. Of course. And I'm probably gonna roll with this for the rest of the week because it's gonna take that long to get through everything. I mean, this is a hot topic, and I really didn't want to. I was gonna do a feminism type of thing soon, but because of my topic yesterday, selfish and inconsiderate people, based on some things I've experienced personally lately, offline and online, I felt the need to talk about this. Then I went off on the feminism thing, and here we are. Pregnancy is stressful. Oh, Rachel, it's great to see you here. Thank you for being here. Much appreciated. BWIA, oh, we could tree branch into a bunch of stuff. Yeah, Koala Meat, add a grip on life. Great topic. Thank you, Koala Meat. I appreciate you, Koala, bro. You are one, you and Stravenstein, who says states make a killing with single women with children. Absolutely. You're right. You, Koala, man, and Stravenstein and a few of the other guys that used to be a part of the House of MGTOW Ham group that are over here now have always been supportive, and I really appreciate it, man. This is something that needs to be talked about. So, Barbara, I did have a little fun fact that I'd like to share with you, but like I said, I don't want to be on the panel by myself because I'm not good at monologue. No, you're going to come on with ODN. You're going to come on with ODN. Let me bring on ODN. ODN. You ready? You ready, ODN? ODN, are you ready? Let me see here. Give me a second, folks. All right, I just sent the link to ODN. Let me just temporarily go over to the split screen and wait for ODN to pop on. And I'm going to send the link to Barbara as well. ODN!
Yo, what's up, broski?
Who the hell are you today, man? Are you ODN or are you King Cole?
I changed my name back to my old channel name.
Oh, that's fantastic, brother. That is fantastic, man. Okay, I'm going to bring on Barbara right now as well. And then I'm going to step away and take a quick break because I know you both have something to talk about. And then I'm going to go over this comment thread that was started by what's her name? Belle's Reborn Nursery. She's somebody I recently connected with. She's a moderator here now, and she has a lot of great stuff to say. But she's been offended by my stream last night where I was talking about feminism and radical feminism and how it's affected both men and women and how it's ruining society, and it really is. And it wasn't meant to be an attack on women. And I wasn't attacking women per se. I wasn't saying women are ruining society. Feminism is ruining society. Okay? It's not women themselves. If women are conforming to the feminist agenda, then they're assisting in ruining society. It's their choice if they want to, conform to the feminist agenda, right? Right,
I don't know too much about feminism.
Really?
I just know that some
serious?
Feminists are crazy. Oh, there's some feminists that are crazy, dude. But then there's other feminists I would assume that are like decent. I don't say all of them are bad.
Oh no, ODN. Oh no.
You know what, Barbara, I'm gonna let you talk. I'm gonna put you full screen because Barbara, I brought someone on the panel for you. You see how nice of a guy, Barbara. Am I a nice guy or good guy?
Yes, you are, Eli.
Okay, so Barbara, we're going to give you the floor. You go back and forth with ODN. I'm going to take a quick 5 to 7 minute break, get some more coffee, and I'll be listening. And I'll be back. We're going to go through this comment thread all together. All right?
All right.
All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to have to disagree with you, ODN. Feminists are evil.
All of them?
All of them.
Okay. Well, damn those evil feminist sluts.
Feminists. They don't want equality. They want superiority.
Okay.
That's where the difference is. Equality is just it's just basic human rights, right? Across the board. It's being able to enact your basic human rights. These women, what they want is they want superiority. They want superiority over men. Period.
Well, I have seen some women that want to play like man sports and they act like they want to be treated fair in the workplace, but they can't lift heavy stuff.
Well, yeah, and that's what I was going to say. Look at the special standards that they ask for, right? Even in the military. Did you know in the military, the ASVAB test that they take, women have a lower bar than a man does. Now, why is that? Because in the military, when you're on the battlefield, it doesn't matter if you're able to pick up your comrade that was shot, right? And pull him off the battlefield. You just have to do it. So why do they, like, even with the physical aspect of it, like the PT part of it, right? Women have to pass, when they do their physical testing, they have a lesser number of push-ups, a lesser number of pull-ups. Those things are strength tests for the battlefield. Why is it a different scale? It should be the same scale across the board. Either you could do the job or you can't do the job, period. You being female should have nothing to do with it.
You know what? I have to agree with you there. Although I do think some of those chicks in the army could kick the smack out of Jamie. Pretty sure.
And it, that's just not in the military though, Odie, and that's everywhere in the workplace. They're just the everyday workplace.
Well,
Women have a lower standard, but they want superiority. It doesn't work that way. A woman can never do physically what a man can do.
no, I agree. I agree. There might be some like really strong chicks out there, like very few and far in between, like that Serena Williams. I think she could stomp a mud hole in my ass, probably.
Probably. But she had to work to get her body that way, right?
Yeah.
You have these little frail women that want to stand up next to a freaking 6'2", 300-pound man and say, "I can do the job just as good as you." No, you can't.
No, I agree with you there. But the whole sex thing, like, dude, I don't touch these chicks anymore, man. I'm afraid of germs, dude. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I just wait. If I'm gonna be with a chick, dude, I mean, I'll let a chick send me like like the nudes and whatever. But as far as like being with them intimately, I gotta know that I'm gonna be with that chick for the rest of my life. I don't want to catch any freaking more STIs or whatever the hell they are. I don't want no more of them shits. You know what I mean? It's scary, dude. I'll just videotape them with my camera. Watch them flick their bean or whatever. I ain't gonna try to touch them or nothing like that, because then it might get on me, and then I might get some kind of weird shit. So, yeah, I'm not about banging chicks like first date or nothing like that.
No, and that's another thing. That's the little fun fact that I wanted to bring out. Did you know? In the sexual relationship, only the woman she takes on part of the DNA of every single person that she sleeps with. Did you know that?
I did not know that. So, like,
does
each
not.
time you got to bust a nut in there, and then they get the DNA.
They take on it's a scientific fact. Stop it, Slayer. It's a scientific fact that women take on a piece of DNA from every single partner that she has been with. Okay. And they hold it for the rest of their life. Huh. Now, scientists believe that it's sort of what attracts a woman to a certain partner so strongly after sex. But they're not quite sure why. But only a woman does that. Well,
that kind of makes sense, because every chick I did the deed with, and you know what I'm saying.
Travesty, don't make fun of my dog's name.
every chick you did the deed with, ODN?
every chick that I busted a nut inside of usually ended up staying with me for years. You know what I'm saying? But the chicks that I didn't bust a nut in, we usually broke up within a couple months or maybe a year.
Well, they want that closeness, dude. That's the primal, feeling of a man, and a woman wants to feel the closeness. They want your seed, brother. That's the way life was meant to be by a higher power. I mean, seriously.
I guess.
But may I respond to what Barbara was saying earlier? Because you make a lot of sense, Barbara. And yes. You're talking about, okay, women were given equal rights. And there's not a man on the planet that's arguing that women should not have equal rights. They should. Okay.
Right.
The problem is women are seeking out special privileges because they're realizing that they aren't physically capable in many cases of doing the same jobs that men are. That's a fact. That's no criticism there. Or they're not qualified to do certain jobs as best as some men are. And let me give you an example I've used before, Barbara, and I think you've heard this in the past, but I'll mention it again. I want to get both of your opinions and the opinions of the chat. Okay. If you have a man and a woman applying for the same job, let's say in the high-tech industry out here in the Bay Area where I live, Okay, you've got a man and a woman, right? And let's say the man is more qualified than the woman, right? Okay, and the man is offered the job. In many cases, the woman knows that, she was beat out for the job because he's better qualified. But then she'll go and say, well, you didn't hire me because, he's a man and I'm a woman. No, sweetheart. You didn't get the fucking job because you're less qualified. Work a little harder, study a little bit more, interview better the next time, and then you'll get the job. Now, then a lot of these women, when they get their jobs, they say that, well, you pay men more than women. No. Here's the thing. If you, sweetheart, were more qualified than that same man that got the job over you, not only would you have gotten the job, you would have been paid exactly the same as the man would have been paid. I cannot stand this radical feminist bullshit where women are whining and complaining solely on the fact that they're just not qualified enough, but they can become qualified if they work harder. That's the problem I have. There's no disrespect happening towards women, and women are being treated fairly. They're just not happy that maybe they're just not good enough as some other men or women. Those are the facts.
Exactly.
What are your thoughts?
Exactly.
Go ahead, Barbara.
That's exactly my point. But with the feminism aspect of it, that's all they want is superiority. You can't talk bad about them. You can't say, you can't disagree with them. There's so many things that you can't do to a feminist.
Right.
How many things can you not do to a man?
They do it all the time, Barbara. They shame us. They're women nowadays the system is trying to destroy masculinity. Yes, that's what's happening.
Absolutely.
Right. Like, I'm a strong man and I'm a good dude and I treat women with respect, right? But you're trying to say that I'm too manly. Really? You're saying that because I have a penis that I shouldn't be able to be manly or have testosterone? What the hell's wrong with you? That's biology. Go ahead.
Right. Well, they're going against biology in a lot more aspects, but I won't bring that up here. But yeah.
Right.
I just think it's ridiculous. I really do. Women are trying to take over the world, and if you ask me, that's a world that's going to collapse.
Barbara, Koala Meat says in the chat, at a grip on life, I was an employer and had 6 men working for me. Women were simply not strong enough to lift the gravestones into place. Now, if they were, you would have hired them. The bottom line is women did not get hired for that job, not because you didn't want to hire them. There was no discrimination. They just weren't qualified. But then women will play the discrimination card, the gender card, when they know they're not qualified to try to get something for free. That's where I have a fucking problem. Go ahead, Barbara and Odian.
And then once they're given the job, because that company doesn't want to be sued,
right?
They give them the job, and that woman is the weakest link on a team.
That's right.
So you have all these other men, her coworker men, who are having to work extra hard to cover what she's not doing.
Right, and she's getting away with it. She's getting away with shit
the same pay as them. Like, what? How does that make sense?
Same pay, benefits, vacation, all that shit, 401k, retirement, all that shit, right? Right? And the bottom line is, if any man worked at the level that she was working, they would be able to fire that man legitimately. But the only reason why they don't fire the woman is because they know women get emotional about this shit. They're going to talk about it, and it's going to be bad PR for the company. So they appease these women, which in essence further empowers their bullshit.
Yep.
That's what it does. It's a chain reaction. Those are the facts. Oh, even the dog agrees.
Barking at that cat. I swear I'm going to lock you in a cage.
That's a penis dog, right? If I remember.
Yes, it is.
That's testosterone right there. This dude knows that we're talking about feminism here, right? I got testosterone. I want to be heard. Yeah, dude.
Well, he's barking at the female cat, so he's bitching at him.
Well, he needs to go out and find himself. Is he fixed?
No, he's not.
Oh, that means he can go find a bitch and impregnate her. And they can do a doggy style. Well, that's how. But Barbara, I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but that's what they do. That's how puppies are. How do you think puppies are made? The same way that we make baby humans, right?
Yes, I know.
I mean, even human beings like doggy. Holy shit! BWYA Adventures. Thank you for the 20. Oh my God! Thank you for the $25 super chat for bringing to the forefront topics we're talking about. BWYA, you got to let me help you. You've been donating too much money to this channel, and you're making me feel guilty. I appreciate you, but you got to, at some point, let us do something for you. I know right now you just want to hang out in the chat, but I appreciate you. Folks, check out BWYA Adventures, formerly known as PM Paranormal Mama. Wow. Give me 1 second here. Let me turn on the channel donations here, and we're going to start that off at $25. And, I've been talking with her behind the scenes, Barbara. She's an awesome woman, and her and I have had our back and forth, but I never really had a problem with her. The same thing happened with you and many other people. Like, we've gone back and forth between the other side, the trolls and the haters, right? But she's always been someone that I know deep within is a good woman. I've actually also talked with her husband. Like, I talked to all the ladies' husbands, right? Like, I'm just cool. And her husband is great. He's a good dude, just like your husband, right? And you ladies are very lucky. You're around the same age I am. You're very lucky to have found a good man and you are in a happy marriage for decades. If you had to date nowadays, Barbara, I mean, shit. If you were a single woman right now.
I think I'd just stay single. I would just stay single.
Okay. Never mind. I'm not going to ask you any other questions.
Nope.
I noticed you're getting
weak towel, huh?
Yeah. What's up, ODN?
I noticed you're getting a lot of donations and whatnot. I noticed they gave you a whole bunch of fake subs, the other side did, and then they started making up like lies saying you bought them and shit just because they wanted to try to get you or make it look like you bought. Yeah, they're trying to fuck with you is what they're trying to do.
Bro, I don't know if you've been paying attention because I know you've been on my panels in a while, but I've been talking about it, and basically it was JB Gunner using that to try to create content off of me. I think he invested like $100 to do it, and then he probably made a few thousands by doing streams on it. That's what JB does. But so I know what's going on, bro, and I'm not concerned about it. But BWYA says, if I hate to date now, it would be. Or sorry, I think she meant to say, if I had to date now, it would be so over.
Yes.
Now, Barbara or ODN, is there anything else you want to mention? Because I want to get into this comment thing. You folks can see on your screen, right? I'm projecting, onto the Hangout, so you folks can see what's going on. Okay.
Yeah, let me just address something. Stravincine, no, I will not go after that child support money. I promise. My children are almost grown. Okay.
Listen, Barbara's done. She has a good man, and she just wants to help people better understand this shit. She's not trying to attack men or women. She's a contributor that's lived life, and she's had a pretty good life. And that's what I appreciate about you, Barbara. Same with you, ODN. We all have our experiences, and all we're doing is sharing them, trying to help other people better understand this crazy modern world we live in, right? It's a crazy modern world, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It is. And Santa Palacio's like, I'm pretty upfront with men. Well, you have to be. But you can't play the game, Sandra. Like, look, if you like a dude and he likes you, and, you go out on a few dates and he wants to make out with you and you're attracted to him the same way, and you say, well, no, I don't make out until the 10th date, then you're stopping the natural flow of progression. Just be cool. Let shit happen that's meant to happen, whether it's sooner or later. I'm not saying bang somebody on the first date. I'm saying, like, don't try to control something that's supposed to be natural, right? I mean, Barbara, ODN, does that make sense?
Yeah.
But I will say, man, I'm seriously not down with touching these chicks anymore because I realize even with just kissing them, the deep throat kissing, there's different shit that you can spread around. So I'm just kind of worried about all that shit.
Dude, you went off on this HPV tangent, so I understand. We're not going to get into that. But listen, bro, I get where you're coming from. I'm very I wouldn't say picky on looks. I mean, I want to find a reasonably attractive woman, but I'm very picky. You never know 100%, but I can tell if a woman, is more than likely good or not. And, even if you go and you get tested before, you should always do that before you're with somebody. I mean, you just never know. Sometimes things won't show up for a while. You just gotta take your.
I don't know. I don't know if Donald Trump's right, but I heard Donald Trump say on the Howard Stern show that you can get the AIDS from deep throat kissing. I heard that that's bullshit, but I don't know. Maybe Donald Trump's right. You never know.
I heard it takes like a bunch of
if you have a laceration in your mouth, and I don't think it's transferred through saliva. It would have to be like real deep throat action, if you know what I mean. But
Stravis D says no more fornication for ODN, and then Sandra says, "LOL, ODN don't fornicate."
Yo. On a side note, I just wanted to say real quick that JB Gunner TV channel, there's a bunch more new videos on that channel. It's like 3 or 4 new ones on there. There's one where he's stealing donations from kids and a cartoon of him making out with Jamie.
Okay. Well, check it out. Check out the JB Gunner TV channel in the chat with the moderates. Now, let me switch over to the browser screen again. You'll be able to see this on your screen. Those of you that are on Hangouts, and you'll see this on YouTube as well. So this new lady I connected with about a week or so ago, maybe a little over a week ago, Belle's Reborn Nursery. She's awesome. She's a great person. I did a stream last night. I know you were there, Barbara, and kind of got on this feminist tangent. And because of the response I got to it, I was like, okay, I was going to do a stream today on I even forgot what the topic was going to be. I was going to do a stream on, I totally forgot. But I'm putting it off to the side probably until tomorrow. And I said, I'm going to keep rolling with this feminism thing. And this is what she wrote here. Now, I'm going to go through it. We're going to pause in between. And I want to get feedback from the panel. I'll share my feedback first, and then we'll get feedback from the panel. But Belle's Reborn Nursery, 7 hours ago. Eli, I am very offended by a lot of what you have said in this video. Okay. Women have ruined society and women have ruined men. That's not what I said. What I said was that feminism has ruined society. The women in general have not ruined society. The women that conform to the feminist agenda are a part of ruining society. I was very clear on that, but because I understand you're a lady and you're emotional, that you're going to misperceive that, right? And I'm just clearing it up. She goes, we are selfish. Some of you are, some of you aren't. And in a way, every human being is selfish to a certain extent. It's just some are more apparent than others. It doesn't mean you personally are selfish or very selfish. I'm just saying in general from what I've seen and I've experienced. Remember, I'm sharing my opinion based on my personal experiences and what I've also heard from other people. That doesn't mean I'm directing that towards you. It's an opinion. What about those men who choose to have babies and then abandon them and choose to not see or support their children? Why do men think it's okay to abuse women physically and mentally? It's not okay. Those are fucked up men. Men give women no choice but to work to take care of themselves and their children. No, feminism gave you that choice. You still have a choice of living a traditional life or living a non-traditional life. It's just most women want to work. That's on them.
I want to comment on that one, Eli.
Go ahead. And cut in any time, folks. Go ahead.
Women are the gatekeepers. So if you go around and just choose to pop out a baby from any dick that you let stick in you, then that's on you. There's too many options out there for women not to get pregnant.
Right.
So all of this trapping men and expecting that they're going to stay with you, life don't work like that.
Barbara, there's the IUD. Like women that take the pill can forget to take the pill. The most effective birth control out there, and it's safe. There's a hormonal and non-hormonal version, right?
Stop having kids with men who don't want to have kids with you.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. Go to your doctor. It's most insurance programs cover most of, if not all of it. It's simple.
Well, women have the opt-out options, right? They can choose to, to opt out by using birth control. Even the opt-out option after, they still can have a freaking abortion. Where's the man's opt-out option?
We don't have one.
He's just stuck with it until it's 18, and he never wanted it. He told you from the beginning he didn't want kids, and you still popped that kid out.
It's a control.
That was your choice. So if he walks away, that's on you.
It's a control mechanism, Barbara. Right?
Yes.
That's what it is. They want to have the control, right? And
Absolutely.
and that's part of the sad part. Any woman can force man into that. They can try. It hasn't worked on me in the past, but I don't date women like that. And I scream if I'm gonna date a woman or be intimate with a woman. I have screened out the shit out of them. Trust me. Does that mean that one can't slip? Sure, but it hasn't happened yet, and hopefully it doesn't. Sandra says that's a future topic, Eli. Okay.
No, and Travis seems right too. It doesn't even have to be his child either. That happened to someone that I'm very close with. She knew it wasn't his child. He moved out of the state. But because she didn't want to name the particular actual father on the birth certificate, she named him. They sent the freaking court documents to his old address. She knew that wasn't his address anymore. She knew he moved out of state. And because he didn't answer that court, guess what? He was named the father out of default.
Right. And let me tackle one thing in the chat real quick. Sandra says, well, men too. Marcel says, first of all, sorry, I heard there are 12 different types of birth control. There are some are better than others. But then Sandra says, well, men too, they can wrap that up. Now, number one, if you're in a serious relationship, nobody likes fucking condoms. Let's be real about it. That's like putting fucking saran wrap on your dick. Pardon my French. It's the truth, right? But even if you use condoms, right, they can break and still get a woman pregnant. So if you're using
they
condoms,
always break.
Women should still take birth control until they're ready to have kids, whether they're having the man use a condom or not. So it's taking the precautionary measures. And I always talk about this with the women I'm with. And they like the fact that I'm a man that's responsible and open to talking about it. A lot of guys will be like, oh, you let me put my dick in you? Oh, cool. Oh. And then you want me to bust a nut in you? And then the dudes will bust a nut and say, you are on birth control, right? Oh, no. Come on, man. Jesus Christ.
You have the evil women that will poke holes in condoms to freaking purposely get pregnant.
I had this shit happen to me once. One time I was dating this girl for a while. I thought I was in love with her. And while we're getting it on, she says, come in me. And I was like,
oh, hell no.
I was like, whoa. Well, no, dude. She said, I'm going to take the morning after pill. And then so I went ahead and busted a nut, dude. And as soon as I did that, she was like, you just come at me? And I was like, yeah, you said she's going to take the morning after pill. And she's like, no. I said, don't come at me. I can't take the morning after pill. And I was like, bull fucking shit, you sneaky bitch. You said you was going to take the morning after pill. So I went down to the goddamn doctors and got the damn shit myself. Anyways, she was already pregnant from some other dude, and she's trying to get me to pay for her abortion, dude. Is what was up. That's what she sneaky little fucking bitch, dude.
Wow.
And it was crazy, yo. Crazy shit.
Wow. Let's continue here because we're never gonna get through this if we don't. Okay. Wow. That's some interesting stuff. She goes, no matter how hard I worked or how hard I tried to make them happy, they still treated me like I'm worthless. Well, you were with the wrong guys. There are bad guys out there just as there are bad women. So, you just got unfortunate and you were with the wrong dude. I was faithful and hardworking during my 9-year-long relationship while he was out cheating on me over and over, no matter how good I was to him. Some people are like that.
There's your problem. You allowed him to cheat on you over and over, and you kept taking him back. People are only going to treat you how you allow them to treat you.
Correct. Right. Basically, what triggered this woman so far, and I like her. She's cool. I hope she stays around. She's a moderator here. We're not trying to offend you. The bottom line is that you reacted to this because you were a victim of something that you knew was happening, and you allowed it to continue because you were emotionally attached to it. And that happens to men and women, but more so women because you're emotional beings when you're with somebody for a long time.
Yeah, but it's not just emotional attachment. It's women like the chase. And
Right.
if you notice, they always think that they can change a man, right? He's a cheater.
Right.
I can change him, though. He won't, he'll stop cheating on me. No, it's in his nature. So when you
Right.
see those red flags, you just need to be able to walk away and find someone who is going to treat you better. And unfortunately, a lot of women label the nice guys as lames.
Right.
Well, then you
Right.
get what you're going to, you get what you asked for.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Yep. And then she goes, I started a business from the ground up on my own with no help from anyone. Good for you. You're liberated. You have the right to do that. I'm proud of you. Okay. It sounds like she's projecting, Barbara. Does this sound like a projection so far to you? No disrespect. I just think it does.
Well, kind of. I don't want to go there. I just want to say she's coming from a place of where it's her own interactions in life, right? So,
right.
Of course she's going to feel some kind of way about it because she's dealt with it. But I just want to point out where she went wrong. This is what you did. This is why this happened. And maybe next time you don't do it.
Right. Okay. Good point. Let's continue. I'm very proud of myself for this. Having goals and working hard did not change me as a woman. Okay. Then you're unique. I'm still loving and caring, and I'm still a good mother. Good. That's a good thing. Always have been. Good. I successfully raised 3 children, mostly on my own. I'm soon going to be a grandmother. Congratulations. Men ruined crap for themselves. Well, some men do. Some good men, a lot of good men that are in it for the right reasons are being played as well. And I'm talking more about that. The shitty men out there, I'm just as mad at them as the shitty women. So I'm not, anti-woman. I'm anti-idiots, whether you are a man or a woman. You know what I mean? It is not possible. Sorry, hold on a second. The blame game doesn't work. I agree. Don't blame the world's shortcomings on women. I'm just raising awareness because people don't understand this shit. It is not possible.
The blame game doesn't work, but she's playing the blame game.
Correct.
Okay.
And you know what? You're hearing it from a woman that's been married for over 20 years and has participated and has been a contributor on many different aspects of this platform. So Barbara knows her shit. Barbara knows what she's talking about. So I'm glad you're here, Barbara, because this woman, I really wanted to stick around on my channel, and I really want to support her and help her. But having a female on here to basically share this is gold. Thank you. Should we continue? ODN, anything so far? Anything else? Or should we move on?
No. I think that the bad guys, the dudes that treat women like shit, usually get the most chicks. The guys that are nice and honest and real about what they want, they usually do not get as much poon as pieces of shit.
Well, yeah, you'll hear women say, "Oh, he was too nice." What do you mean he was too nice? What is too nice?
Barbara, I've got a special surprise guest that's going to be joining us on the panel.
I see her.
Oh, you're in the same hangout. I forgot. Damn. Let's continue before she comes on here. All right. This is a good. I'm enjoying this show. This is a damn good show. All right. Let's continue here. We have. The blame game doesn't work. Don't blame the world's shortcomings on women. It is not possible to afford to survive without both husband and wife working together. It is possible to survive. You can. Many women are doing it. It's just if you have kids, it makes it harder. Then again, that's your opinion. It's not a fact. There are many women and men surviving on their own. They're doing quite well. They're doing better than being in an unhappy relationship. Not sure where your anger is stemming from when it comes to women. I'm not angry. I'm just stating the facts of what's happening.
Bell, he's not. It's not starting a fight. We're just commenting on the comments that were left under that video. That's all.
Oh, she's in here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Bell, do you want to come on the panel on Hangouts? Hey, Leo Mommy's in the house. How you doing?
Yo, what's up, Leo, mommy?
Leo wants a piece of this. Leo
What
wants a
up,
piece of
Swamp
this.
Rat, my sister?
What's up, my swamp rat?
That's funny shit right there.
You know
That's
what?
my Swamp Rat sister.
Yeah, I'd love to get Belle to come on the panel if she wants to come on. We can bring her on.
I'm gonna mute real quick and order dinner. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you for being here. All right, let's continue here. If you missed the first part, you have to go back check out the replay because we've been critiquing comments, including yours that you made on my stream last night, Belle. And that's no disrespect. We're just she goes, she said in the chat, I'm not saying he's starting a fight. I like sharing each other's perspectives. Well, she's stating her opinion. She likes a good debate. This is interesting. This is not a boring channel. I think she's saying that I finally found a channel that actually challenges me and makes it interesting and it's not boring. So I'm going to chalk it up to that and we're going to move forward here. Your bad experience with women does not give you the right to blame the world's failures on us. No, it's not just my bad experiences. It's a lot of bad experiences from many other men and women sharing their opinions on the same exact thing. It's a trend that's happening that some people just don't see or want to see. And it's about raising awareness, in my opinion here. Men should be grateful for their hardworking, faithful women. I agree. If that's if they have a hardworking, faithful woman, I'm all for that. But go ahead, Barbara. You're laughing. I'm all for that. I mean, what the fuck? Go ahead, Barbara.
You can say that same. You can say that same for the women. Women should be grateful for their hardworking, faithful man.
Right.
Most of the times, that's not the case. A lot.
You want us to appreciate you, but you want to appreciate us.
I can testify to that, dude. I was working my ass off as a dietary aide for years, and I was giving all of my paycheck to my woman, and she would go out to the bar, spend it on different dudes and shit. Like, she was a bad bitch. Excuse my friend.
Thank you.
She's a bad man, Majema.
Good way, right?
Just
Well,
as
like
fine.
Barbara said earlier, you can only be treated the way people allow you allow people to treat you.
Yep.
Right.
She was one of my first girlfriends, though, dude. I really had faith in her. I was young as fuck. I was just stupid.
Yeah. Well, let me continue here because this is gonna get good. Okay. It's already good, but it's gonna get better. And as you say, stop being so selfish. No, we should all stop being selfish. We're all naturally selfish to a certain level, but some people are extremely selfish, and that's what I can't stand. Now, which is it, Eli? Women are wrong for working? No, they're not. Or women are selfish for not working and using their men for money. It's not about that. What it is women... If women want to work, they can work. If they want to be a traditional housewife and have a family, they can choose that. If they want a combination of both, working and having a traditional life, then they need to learn how to better balance it out because most women I've encountered personally and have heard from other people nowadays that are working are not good at balancing out and making time for their relationship or their marriage. And that's why, people go and cheat. That's why people cheat, because they're not balancing it out. So, no, it's not about that. It's about being able to balance it out or choosing one or the other. Women want both. They want to work and they want a family. And when they're working and want a family, that is something that is very difficult. It's very difficult. Let me just finish this line here, and then we'll go across the panel before we get to the next reply here. I'm sorry, this is not meant to be mean or to fight with you. No, I get it. But this rant is very sexist and so wrong on many levels. Number one, it's not a rant. It was my opinion. Number two, I'm not a sexist. It's my opinion. I love women. I actually want to hopefully find a good lady to marry and have kids with. So what part of that is being sexist? I actually respect women. I respect you. You're still a moderator here, and I want you to stay here and voice your opinion. I'm giving you the floor. So I understand maybe you wrote it during the time where it was hitting your emotions high. But no, I'm not a sexist, and Barbara and the rest know that. Now, Barbara, let's go down the panel, Anything you want to add before we get, because there were 9 replies to this. They weren't as long, but they're interesting. I'm going to get to them.
No, I think I broke down my opinions pretty well.
Anything you want to add, Leo, or should I continue?
Well, I just want to add that, you're talking about balance. I think it also with balance has to do with your relationship, because when I was working, in the position I was in, I had to put in a lot of hours, but that also meant I had to put in the emotional hours to my spouse. Not necessarily clock hours, but emotional hours. I may have worked 12 to 14 hours a day, but when I got home, it was him and only him that I focused on. And then when the kids came around, it was him and the kids,
Right.
So my job was there, but I was still a wife and a mother first.
Right.
And I think so in that balance, a woman can have a strong job. I did. And, but when I came home, I was a wife and a mother. I wasn't, what I was at work.
Okay, no, that's good.
That's all I have to say.
Well, thank you for that. Odie, I'll get to you 1 second. Bell's Reborn Nursery says, this shit is funny, LOL. I'm glad you're now laughing at it and not calling me a sexist anymore. That's all good. See, I get a good laugh at that, too. All right? I'm a strong dude, and you're a strong chick. I respect that, okay? But we're not trying to be funny here. We're trying to state the facts. We're trying to help people. I mean, ODN, anything before I get to the reply? Because this reply was even more interesting. Nope, you're good?
Well, let me say something real quick. Well, I've seen it to where women work their ass off for pieces of shit dudes. So I think it does go both ways. There's women that corrupt men, and then there's men that corrupt women.
I agree. I've never not agreed with that. I mean, it's not. Yeah,
I agree too, but a lot of people, they rather throw personal responsibility out the window and place all blame on the other, and that's not how it should be.
No,
that's a good point.
I'm not going to lie. I've seen a larger percentage of hood rat women, but maybe that's just because I'm a male.
I think and ODN, I love you like a brother, bro, but I'm going to be honest. I think you're a little bit bitter about women, bro.
Say again, you cracked up when you said that.
You said he thinks you're a little bitter about women.
Oh, yeah, dude, I'm definitely bitter about women. I think a lot of women are the devil.
I agree with you, ODN.
It may go both ways, Belle, but I don't go both ways, if you know what I mean by that. I love women.
Hey, Eli, I just want to say for the people that don't know me, I know Barbara knows me and stuff, but
yeah,
I've been married to the same man for over 30 years, 32 years to be exact. So, and we've had our ups and downs, but, whenever it's down, that's when you're supposed to get closer, not further apart.
Wow.
Well,
yeah.
A lot of times in marriage, people say it's 50-50. No, sometimes, sometimes it's 60-40.
And sometimes it's 80-20.
Yes. It's just a give and take. Marriage is give and take, and that's what makes it work.
It all balances out at the end of the day.
That's why I consider myself an independent, codependent person. I choose to be with somebody. I choose to be the way I am. I could be on my own if I wanted to. I could afford it. I choose to share my life.
Right. That's what you want. And at the end of the day, it all balances out. At the end of the day.
Right.
You folks get that. I know you folks.
And these modern day feminists are just crazy with it. Just crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Nut crazy.
Oh, they're nutcases. Right. All right. Let's continue here because I'm going back to the other screen. So shortly after that, I got a comment from a lady that's gone back and forth with me throughout the years, sending back to my former channel. She used to go by the name Janet is Wigtow. Now she goes by Was Blind. And I actually have a lot of respect for this woman. And I think we're going to be good from here on out because this is the kind of stuff that she loves. And I love hearing her response on this. So Janet responded below and said, Bell's Reborn Nursery, MGTOW, do the research. I know this was meant for Eli. I'm going to read this whole thing. It's going to take about 2 or 3 minutes, but then we'll comment on it. I know this was meant for Eli, but I had to throw my opinion in anyways. Yes, there are a few women out there that are good women. But no, a lot of women have kids to get A check from the men they have kids with or from the government. Right. Welfare queens. Especially the younger women. I call them check chasers. Did you want to say something, Barbara?
No, that's just my damn dog. Let me mute.
No, it's okay. It's great background noise. It's the testosterone flowing through the airwaves. A lot of good men are being destroyed by child support or the real stupid alimony. Children are being taken away from their dads, moved to different states, and what? Are men supposed to leave their jobs and get jobs closer to the ex so they can see the kids? If women choose to have kids, they need to stay close to the dad so he can be involved. We women were taught at a young age we can do it all, and we do, but at what price? We are dying younger. The government wants to be providers for single moms. Yes, their way of control. The feminist movement has pushed us to act more like men. I've been saying that all along. It's great to hear that from a woman. Let me repeat that again. The feminist movement has pushed us to act more like men. They push us into male jobs, therefore pushing men out of those jobs. Thus, no raises for men. That has a lot to do with pay, not rising. I fell for the lie. I always made good pay in the man's field, but now that I'm older, worn out, hit the wall, as they say. She's so funny. I love this woman. I watched and looked back to see what the heck is going on. It is like roles are being challenged and switching, right? The sexual polarity. Women are acting like men and men are acting like women. It's fucked up. Very scary. I raised 3 children also and now helping to raise 2 grandkids and have 3 more grandkids. Jesus, you're a busy woman. This world has turned into a shit show. Open your eyes. So in essence, Janet agreed 100% with what I said on my show last night as she's responding to Belle, who's in the chat right now. Maybe Janet's here too. Let's go down the panel. Start off with Barbara first. Barbara, what do you think about that? That was a great comment. Great reply.
I think she summed it all up. And if you can't open your eyes and look around and see that that's exactly what's going on, then you're in a sad state of affairs.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Anything
I agree
else,
with Barbara.
Yeah, no, I guess. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Leo. I cut you off.
No, you're fine. Go ahead, Odian.
No, I've had personal experiences with that to where women act like men. Dude, I've had 4 different motorcycles. I had a 225 Yamaha and I had a 125 Yamaha or something. I can't remember exactly what they were, but they're all 4-strokes. I had 4 different motorcycles, and I've ridden motorcycles for a good part of my life, especially when I was younger. And I was dating this girl. She had this 4-wheel shit with like an automatic thing, and she wouldn't even let me drive it, dude. She's trying to tell me how to do it and whatnot. I've been fishing for a good part of my life, catching trout, like rainbow trout, cutthroat, and bass, and whatever else, catfish, bullhead, channel catfish, all kinds of different shit. She comes out with her little pink fishing pole, starts trying to tell me how to fucking fish and shit. It's like,
Oh my God.
I don't know, dude. This shit pisses me off. I've seen a lot of women try to do that shit.
Well, I'll tell you what. I can tell you a few things about fishing in the Gulf. I can tell you how to catch a redfish.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
well, if you honestly, good.
I was gonna say I like tomboys. Don't get me wrong. I like women that can get down and dirty, but they can dress up and be all sexy and shit, right? I like women. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Eli, you mean I don't know how to put it without cursing. So hold on just a second.
You can curse here, Leo. It's all good. I just cursed.
It's all fucked up. If anybody had a male job, I fucking did. I had to survive in a quote-unquote man's job, man's world. But I didn't do it by being a man. I did it by being a woman.
Right.
Does that make sense? I didn't go and try to overpower people and all that kind of stuff. I used the woman side. I used my mouth. And when it became physical, I had other attributes than to sit there and draw punches with them.
I understand that. I don't mean to be offensive or anything, but I don't like cops typically. But I have met some good cops. And usually the thing is sometimes when I'm running into cops, especially when it comes to female cops, it's usually almost like a lesbian cop or a dyke cop or whatever. And they act
Not
like
all
they
female
act-
cops are lesbians.
Right? No. I hear it.
God.
Right, no, I hear what you're saying, but they'll be really aggressive and they'll treat me like they're a man or something. But then I've ran into female cops that act like females, and I get so much further with them than I do a male cop or a lesbian cop.
Well, yeah,
Odin,
because
I know how you feel about cops, and look, just look at it like this, okay? Cops are
Barbara
people too.
is one person that has a reason to be upset with cops, and she's
Yes.
not.
My brother-in-law was killed by a cop. Shot in his car, still seatbelted in, asleep, and they shot him dead. So, and I don't hate all cops. Cops are people. And if they were little shits in high school, then they're going to be little shits as cops.
That's right.
Right.
I don't hate all cops. There are some cops that I like. I just, for the most part, I've seen a larger percentage of them that abuse their authority. And I'm not saying that's the case with Leo or anything like that,
Right.
because she might have been one of the good ones.
Right. Can I get in?
I
for a
am
second?
one of the good ones.
You, everyone on this panel is a good person. Let me get in, and I want to respond to one thing that Belle's Reborn Nursery says. She says, I started a business to help support my family because I love my family, not because I'm trying to be better than my man. Why do you feel the need to have to say that to prove it? If you started your business to just run a business because you love doing it and you want to support your family, why do you feel the need to prove that you're doing it because you love doing it and not because you're trying to be better than your man? I assume that's why women start their businesses. But why do you feel the need to prove that? I know the answer. I don't want to say the answer because it will offend you, and I'm trying to be nice.
I mean, I don't want to offend her either, but there's some, to me, there's self-esteem issues there.
It's an insecurity. That's what I was going to say. She's insecure about it. She feels the need to have to, prove herself, which is more feminine energy. So I can understand that to a certain point, right? But the bottom line is you're trying to prove to us that you're doing it for yourself. But when you try to prove it, the more so it shows that, you're really not. So I believe what you're saying, but there's no need for you to keep proving something that you're already doing for you and your family, and you're not trying to one up your man. I mean, Leo, is that what you were saying? That it sounds like an insecurity to me.
Yeah.
And
some women are that way, and I hate to say it, that's where you get the over dominant males that are beating women down, and I've always said that, stay strong with who you are and don't try to impress anybody but yourself.
Yeah, and then she furthermore says, because you keep saying there's something wrong with women working. When have I said, Barbara or Leo, that there's something wrong with women working? Have I
I've never heard you say that.
Right. So, Belle, you're saying that I'm saying there's something wrong with women working. I never said that. I said that women have difficulty balancing, not you specifically, but many women have difficulty balancing a work and personal life. I'm not specifically saying you. Maybe you're good at doing it. Maybe you can help us help other women that are struggling with that. But you're coming at me with nothing. And if you came at me with something, I would acknowledge it. But I'm respecting what you're saying, but you're saying I'm saying things that I'm not. I mean, that's the truth.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me see. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I know you're not going to like what I have to say. Let me say this. I'm not trying to take a shot at you or anything like that. I'm just putting myself in a female's shoes. For example, my mom, she was in a lot of she was in one particular abusive relationship, and before I was born, there was an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
But I can understand how some women might get triggered by some of the things, like, for instance, when you say, and I've told you this before, when you say women are emotional creatures or beings or whatever that. Yeah, they're, for the most part, I'd say there's a large...
We can control our emotions, Eli.
I know that. Well,
right, but
some can, some can't. It just depends on how much they respect themselves. There are some that are more stable than others. Same thing with men. Some men are unstable. I get it.
But here's my thing: is I think there is a larger percentage of females that are more emotional. But in today's
all
day and age,
emotional,
I've been
bro.
noticing. Right, I've been noticing there's a lot of emotional men out there as well, and people like my mother who have been working her ass, holding like 3 jobs at once. While my dad was off doing just screwing around, doing nothing, being a jerk or whatever. And then dude, it's just like I've seen it with a lot of women to where they're working their ass off and their man's just sitting at home drinking beer or jerking off or some shit.
Well, then it's time to get rid of that man.
Exactly.
Right,
Women,
but
a
she
lot of
might.
women are conditioned to go for the bad boy, the one that they have the most problems with because that's the interaction, whether negative or positive. They want the attention,
Right.
and
Right. For
so
example, like Anna, she's out there working at Disney World, supposedly working all these jobs while her husband's fucking jerking off on the computer all the time.
Well, see, they're not married. That's her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Well, right, but there's comes a certain point in time to where a woman's gonna get sick of that shit, and then when
Right.
she hears a man saying, women are emotional beings, it could trigger them in a sense to where they might be like fucking pissed. You know
But
what
see,
I'm saying?
ODN, here, let me get in here for a second, okay? I understand what you're saying. Now, that's his online persona. A good woman, and I'm not trying to take JB's side on this because we have our independent issues with that motherfucker. What I'm saying is that, he's a YouTuber. And any woman that's going to be with him is going to need to understand that he's a YouTuber. He's going to say certain things online that may be offensive to her, but they're not being directed towards her. The thing with women is that women are naturally emotional, okay, at a normal level. So women are going to naturally take offense to this shit regardless. Now, a stronger woman like Barbara and Leo and a woman that's had experiences and has learned to handle her emotions better is going to be able to let that shit bounce off. But the typical average, everyday modern woman is going to be emotionally butthurt by it. As far as men go, the system of feminism, and Barbara, I want to ask you and Leo very quickly, then we need to move forward because we got to get through this, okay? The system of modern day feminism has pussified men to the level of where they're not getting support, and that's why a lot of these men are behaving more emotional than some women nowadays. Does that make sense, Barbara?
Yes, men are not men. Now, so there was a question in there. How does ODN feel about the military? Now, I'll put it this way. Off of that question, just that made me think of this. Think of the people who stormed the beaches of Normandy, right?
Right.
Those boys were 18, 19,
yeah,
20. That was a whole different caliber of
man,
young men back then than we have now.
I raised one like that.
Yep.
Well, I could say something real quick. I was in the ROTC. Most of my family member were in the military. My grandfather on my mom's side, my grandfather on my dad's side, my great-grandfather actually stormed the beaches in Normandy. He was in World War I, World War II. He was a full bird colonel. He was in the Big Red.
Wow.
I have nothing against the military, but I do notice there are a lot of hard-headed individuals that just seem to follow. They fall in line and follow within the military, despite whether or not the political situation is unnecessary. They seem to follow their leader, and I don't agree with that.
Well, we've all got to follow our leader, and you can say blind follow him, whatever. It's not blind following; it's blind allegiance, and that's what keeps us safe.
Sandra, I cannot see him there.
Because my son may not be a Trump supporter. He may not care, but Donald Trump is his commander-in-chief, and he has to listen. And it's the same way in police work. You may not like me as your superior officer, but you are going to listen. Because there are reasons and ways and rules that we have to follow as supervisors or commanders or, whatever, that you as a private may not know.
Yeah, no, I would definitely have gotten a dishonorable discharge because I would have tried to fight one of my drill instructors or some shit.
Well, Odian, look at the guys now, right? Look at the young guys now. The young men, 18, 19, 20 years old, right? They're wearing skinny jeans. They're looking up to these freaking rappers who have pink hair and freaking rainbow teeth. I mean, come on, man. If that's not feminizing our men, then I don't know what is. They're wearing purses that are bedazzled.
I was watching a thread the other day of some guy saying that men can have periods now.
Oh, come on!
I'm
No,
still scratching
Jesus!
my head on that one.
Oh, come on!
Yeah, I saw that. But I mean, they're wearing like bedazzled purses. A lot of these, like Pharrell, look at Pharrell, what he wore to that awards ceremony, right? It was a huge ball gown. This is a man.
That's hilarious.
Didn't that start with that Takashi dude or whatever with the pink?
Oh, no,
Braids.
it started way before Takashi. No.
Yeah,
Okay.
But they've been trying to feminize our men.
I agree. You know, to me, it started when, you know, it was acceptable for men to wear nail polish, and then it was acceptable for men to wear makeup, and then it's just more and more, the more it became acceptable for men to be like women, it pussified our men.
I remember
don't have
the
fathers in the
metrosexual.
household.
Yeah.
The fathers are out of the household, so what do these little boys have to go off of? They have their women. They have their mothers, their grandmothers. You see, it's multiple generations now that are being raised by their mothers and their grandmothers with no man in sight.
Yes.
Little
Right.
boys need a man to show them how to be a man. I cannot show my son how to be a man.
No.
Your husband can.
Exactly.
He can lead by example.
And the government is taking fathers out of the household for this reason.
Right.
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 I'll say one quick thing. I
Okay,
notice
then
a
we gotta
lot of
move
people
forward.
saying, you know, there's normally, or there's usually just two sexes, male and female. And then there's a lot of people saying, oh no, there's more than this. I identify as, you know, whatever the fuck.
I'm an attack helicopter today.
Non-binary, gender non-conforming, non-binary is one here in California that now hits your driver's license. I don't identify as a man or a woman, but yet I still have a penis or a vagina.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
That is just a bunch of baloney.
It is.
It is baloney. It is baloney. But let me say this. I do think there's honestly 3 sexes, not 4 or 5. I think there's male, female, and then there's the hermaphrodites.
Hermaphrodite, you mean? I knew you were right. The
But
penis and
that's
vagina.
not true either, because
That's not true either, 'cause
DNA they have either XY or
XX or XY.
Well, there has
Even
been. You
at the
can look it up.
hermaphrodite level. Yes.
There's been a couple hermaphrodites have been born able to.
Hermaphrodites.
They have both. Whatever the hell they're called. I've seen the study.
Hermaphrodites.
They have
There was a
both organs.
hermaphrodite.
They're
You
born
can
with both
you can
organs.
Google it. There was a hermaphrodite that got himself pregnant or herself pregnant or
Right.
whatever.
No,
the shit.
and that's happened. They have
I'm going
both
to tell you why.
organs. They
That's
don't
what
have both
happened.
the chromosomes will
Well-
definitively tell which way they should go with surgery.
Right. It
Right,
happened
but-
because the mother, if you had a hermaphrodite child at birth, you could choose, do you want a girl or a boy? And they will remove one of the other sex organs. Now, if they remove the wrong organ and you had XY and they removed the freaking, the wrong organ, then of course you can get pregnant.
Wow.
I'm telling you though, there was a hermaphrodite that got itself pregnant, and I call it an it. That
I'm
sounds
telling
kind of
you
fucked up.
why.
Yeah, you want me to explain it to you?
No, dude, I'm telling you, man. There's 3 different sexes. There's male, female, and then there's the hermaphrodites.
No.
Those
All
are
right.
fuckers.
It's hermaphrodite.
And look,
Whatever.
Whatever.
God dang it.
let me tell you this. So, and instead of them making a new bathroom or whatever, they should just use the handicap bathroom.
Exactly.
All right.
That
Exactly.
solves it all. All these
Let-
guys that are saying there's something else, you just use the handicap bathroom.
Let me
Oh,
let me
no,
continue.
We're gonna have to do a hangout and have a private science lesson with you.
Yeah,
buddy.
we'll have a sex ed lesson for you on chromosomes, OD.
All right, I need to
All
move
right,
forward because
there's
I'm
3
willing
of
to,
them.
I'm going to take a break in a few minutes here. I'm willing to go probably another half
crap.
hour, so because we got to get through. There's some more interesting things. There are like 3 or 4 more comments, so let me get to
Go
that, and then I'll give you folks more time to talk. Okay, so then my buddy Shakabula, who's been a part of my neck of the woods, sent me back to my former channel. Shakabula's back. Welcome back, Shakabula. Great to have you back. And let me see here. I did switch over. Let me get to that. I got so many tabs open here. What it takes to run these shows. Okay, so Shakabula says 6 hours ago, what about those men who choose to have babies and then abandon them and choose not to see or support their children? That's nonsense. Men don't choose. Well, let me read this whole thing. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quick break and have you folks talk about it. And I'll talk about it when I get back. That's nonsense, he says. Men don't choose to have kids and then leave. But what many irresponsible men do is impregnate women they don't care about by accident, and that's why they leave. However, many women always flock around these men and end up with multiple children from multiple men and then wonder why they get left. If a woman gets abused and still keeps going back to her abusers, even though these men made it clear they don't want them, then she is simply stupid. And I agree. I'm going to turn it over to you, Barbara, and Leo, and Odien. Keep it going for about 5 minutes. I'm going to get some more coffee, use the restroom, and I'll be right back. I'm putting you folks full screen, okay?
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
All
Like
right,
I
here we go.
said when we touched on it before, stop having children with men who don't want to have children with you. It is extremely rare for a man to plan a pregnancy with a woman and then decide to walk away. Does it happen? Yes, but it's rare.
It's rare.
Most men, just because they're sticking their thing in you, doesn't mean they want to have a child with you.
Well, Barbara, can I jump in real quick? Because there is something I want to add I haven't heard about. You know, women, if you've got a man and you think he's wonderful and he is a good man, the thing I'm seeing is a lot of courts are giving children to women when the children would be better off with the man.
Yes.
And that's kind of what I wanted to touch on. I've got a good friend. He's a good, strong man and everything, but his kids go to his on welfare ex-wife who, you know, doesn't take care of her kids. Every time he picks them up, he has to take them to the ER for some kind of new disease that they have. They got scabies last week.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really bad. And the children would be better off with their father than their mother.
Well, that's the gynocentric judicial system for you.
And that's why I'm scared of women.
You know,
I don't
but
wanna get
then
them
again,
babies.
on the flip side of that, if you don't want to stay with your man, you know, don't have kids with them. I didn't have kids for 10 years before I met when I met my husband. We didn't have kids for 10 years. Now, that's a really long period of time for most people.
Wait,
But-
Bells, I never said that was your case. I said it happens. It's rare, but it happens. So how are we making assumptions about you? Did I say this is you? This happened to you because you decided to have kids with someone who didn't want them with you?
No,
It's a
you said it happens.
It's a generalization.
Right.
And where did I say beaten? What the hell?
Oh, I can't see the chat.
Acting
We
like
didn't
if
say
someone
that.
was abandoned or beaten, it's their fault. Grow up.
Nobody said that. I don't know where she's getting it from. I mean, Odien was talking about his mother and his personal experience, but we weren't referring anywhere to her.
Wow. Okay.
Anyway, okay.
Yeah, it's called a generalization. But as I prefaced it, it is rare. It does happen. Some men do choose to walk away from their responsibilities. Yes.
Yes, it happens.
But for the most part, it's women who get pregnant from men who don't want to have children with you.
And they say they don't want to have children with you, and then you expect them to stick around? No. You know, the same thing was, you know, if the father says, well, I want the kids, then are they going to, are you going to go, no, that's my child? You know, I don't understand where that's, the possession of the child. I'm going to stop.
Wow. So,
Go on,
wait,
Barbara.
don't you people listen to your own BS as it comes out of your mouth? Do you listen to yours?
I try to listen to mine.
I ain't said no BS. I'm telling you, there's hermaphrodites and them goddamn things. I just Google searched it right now. I'm right. 100% correct. It says they're neither male or female.
There's XX and there's XY. What's the third one?
Google it.
I have. There's
No, we're
XX and
talking about your
XY.
chromosomes now in your DNA.
I just Googled it. Let me pull it back up.
There are people
Hermaphrodite.
born with
male or
6
female.
fingers. That doesn't mean they have different chromosomes.
Well,
Just
let me
means
tell you
they
what
have
Google
extra
says.
fingers.
I'll tell you what Google
You
says.
can
It
be
says
born with a uterus and a penis, but it all matters of what your chromosomes are.
maybe they got some kind of weird Z chromosome.
There's no Z chromosome.
Well, let me read what Google says. It says in biology, hermaphrodite is an organism that has complete or partial reproductive organs and produces gametes. I don't know what the hell that is. Normally associated with both male and female sexes. So they're both. They're male and female.
But what are their chromosomes?
I don't know, half and half. Some of them are half, and some of them are a little more. Some of them got partial wiener and.
Here you go, Odie, and Google. Do hermaphrodites have a third set of chromosomes, or do hermaphrodites have? Are they X?
Are hermaphrodites XY or XX?
XX.
Hermaphrodite share X and whatever.
Hey, I'm back. Can I get something in here real quick?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So I was listening to this and watching the chat on my iPhone, and look, Belle, listen, I understand where you're coming from, but the bottom line is this: it's 2019. Both men and women like sex recreationally. It doesn't mean you're out there to have one night stands. It means that you enjoy the company of the opposite sex. You enjoy the comfort of it, and it feels good. It doesn't mean it has to be just to take advantage of each other. And that's what you're not. I'm hearing some feedback. Is that you, ODN? Is it coming through your end?
Let me mute my shit.
It's ODN's end. He can just mute when you're not talking. That's cool. Look, Belle, I'm not being judgmental. I actually appreciate you, and I appreciate the fact that you're speaking your mind. What I'm going to say is, why don't you join us on the panel and come talk with us voice to voice, and we can have a real debate on this. And look, we're friendly people. We're very reasonable people, and we care about the best overall interest of everyone. But what it sounds like to me, Belle, with all due respect and no disrespect, is that obviously you've experienced a lot of traumatic things in your life. And when you hear stuff like this, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, it's going to trigger you. There's nothing wrong with that. You're working through stuff, and maybe this is helping you work through those things. And if we've done that, we're happy to do that. But in no way, shape, or form, do we not understand what we're saying? And the way you're coming at us is kind of like a projection. But we're letting you talk because we want to hear what you have to say. And you're actually a real YouTuber. You're not a troll. And you really, are here, for the right reason. I just think that a lot of the things you're saying, are coming from a place of hurt. I don't know, Barbara, does that make sense to you at all? Or, am I off the deep end?
I mean, she's coming at us like we're doing a personal attack on her, and it's not.
It's not.
I'm speaking in a generalization, honestly.
Me too. That's all we are. She thinks we're coming at her, and we're not even talking about her.
No.
Yeah.
No, and I apologize if she took it that way. I do apologize.
There's no need to apologize.
Come across that way.
Why apologize for something?
This is my views on it. Either you can respect it or you don't respect it, but doesn't mean we have to disrespect each other either.
Right. And I don't think she's trying to be disrespectful.
I think it would be nice if Bells came on and just gave her side. It would be easier for us to have a bigger discussion with it.
Well, right. She says she's getting ready to go live.
On her channel.
Yeah. I mean, you could put that off and come on here. I'm still hearing feedback. Who's that coming from?
Not me.
It might be your Ed.
Not me.
Hello? Okay, it's gone now. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next comment here, because there's a little bit more. These are shorter. Let's see. I am back on that screen. Let's go down. Then I wrote, Belle, please don't take what I said out of context. I never said women are ruining men or society. What I did say was feminism has ruined society and men. The reason why you are offended is because everything I said is true. You personally may not be like the majority of women in today's modern world, but ask most men their thoughts about this, and their opinions would be similar to mine. Please also read what was blind. I don't need to read that. I've already gone through that. Let's go down to Belle. She then responded to that. She responded to was blind and said, I get your point, but again, the lack of employment has nothing to do with women. You can blame our wonderful government for that. A lot of factories that are employed by men have shut down or moved overseas. That's because of government, not women. That is true. I will agree with you on that, Belle. That
and Trump's working on fixing that.
Yeah, and yes, our government is trying to fix that, and that's why a lot of the blue collar men, which are, in my opinion, primarily right wing extremist Caucasian men, no disrespect, they're lashing out because they're out of jobs and they're struggling to survive. And I really can't blame them for that. Go ahead, Barbara. Do you want to say something?
No, that was my husband fussing at the dog. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So let me go furthermore. Then Belle also commented again. She goes, I agree the world has turned into a shit show, but to say that it is because of women is absolutely ridiculous. It's not because of women, Belle. It is because of the feminist agenda that was started by the government. And still, the bottom line, Belle, I want to ask the panel this, and maybe you might understand this, Belle. Belle, do you know that there's an absolute fact out there that 85% of the buying power is through women, through a woman, for a woman, or by a woman. 85% of all purchases are made through a woman, for a woman, or by a woman. So why do you think it's in the government's best interest to cater and empower women that are now working? The more money you spend, the more money flows in the economy, the more tax dollars, right? Think about it. If you want to hear the truth, that's the truth. Barbara, let's go down the panel. What are your thoughts about that? Women spend way the fuck more money than men. It's a fact.
Yeah, it is. You can look up the statistics.
As I'm carrying in groceries right now.
Well, you need to take care of your household. I mean, you got to eat, girl, right? Leo, you and your family's got to eat, right? Is she there? Oh, she's carrying in groceries, so she's muted. Okay.
Okay, I'm here. Sorry, my hands were full.
No, sorry. We'll bring your groceries in, and when you're ready to talk.
Bring your groceries in. I'll be right back.
Okay, no worries. So furthermore, Belle also commented, she goes, at a grip on life, no men admit that they are ever a part of any problem. I admit I fucked up many times, and I'll admit it to you right here live on the air, that I'm not a perfect person. I've made many mistakes in relationships, not intentionally, but I still take ownership of it. And I'm here to try to help other men understand that. You've experienced how many, if not most men can be. They don't want to take responsibility. They don't want to admit when they're wrong because then they feel they're beneath you. I don't think it puts a man beneath a woman if he makes a mistake with a woman and admits that. I think it makes him a better and stronger man. See, you're misperceiving it and misunderstanding it. And the bottom line is when I share my opinions out here and I talk about topics, I'm not directing them to one individual. I'm talking about things in general, like the panel was just saying. And let me furthermore read what she said here. And by the way, the reason I'm offended is because I am a working woman that loves her family and has lived as a good woman. I'm not questioning that. When have I ever questioned that? You're projecting right now. That's an insecure statement, no disrespect, because not one time did I ever question that about you. Okay? But you're coming off like I am and we are, and we're not. I started my own business, which is successful. That's great. I'm happy for you. My boyfriend also works as a nurse. That is fantastic. Oh no, that's a woman's job. Let me mention that. Look, I have a couple of friends that are either still a male nurse or were a male nurse at one point. And
my son's a medic.
Right, yeah. There's nothing wrong with a man being a nurse. The truth of the matter is the majority of nurses are female because that's a job that females more so prefer to do than men. Doesn't mean that there aren't men doing it. Doesn't mean that we shame men for doing it. It's just the way it is. So I'm not kicking, any man down for being a nurse. I'm like, that's cool. It's a good job.
You
It's
know,
great
outside.
money.
Oh, and
What-
just a few decades ago, it was all women in that field.
Mm-hmm. Right. And then she goes, "Oh no, that's
I'm not some really shitty female nurses. Sorry.
okay." Were they not attractive enough for you, ODN?
No, instead of doing an IV in my arm, they did it in my wrist and like burst a blood vessel, and my dang whole freaking wrist was purple for a month.
Oh boy. Oh,
Yeah.
that sucks,
That's
dude.
like female gynecologists have less sympathy than male gynecologists, so they're rougher. A woman, I prefer to go to male gynecologists because they're not as rough. Same in the nursing. Female nurses are rougher than a male would be.
No, I told her, I said, ow, that hurts. And she's like, stop moving around. I was like, this hurts less than when my lizard bit my finger off. What are you doing?
Or
Listen,
your scorpion.
I'm not trying to be rude, but there are some Big Bertha nurses. I mean, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but you know what the Big Bertha nurse is, right, ODN?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I met a lot
the-
of Big Berthas.
Have you had some was that a Big Bertha nurse that did that, or was that an attractive nurse?
No, she was a little tweaker nurse. Honestly, I think she was taking some of those meds.
Oh shit, man. Oh god. Oh, Jenny O'Brien says my cousin is a male and he works as a male nurse. Well, that's awesome, Jenny. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just, look, the facts are the majority of nurses are female. Doesn't mean that men should be shamed for being nurses or shouldn't be nurses.
No, they can do the job. They can do the job. What it entails, right?
That's
Right.
exactly right.
Right.
I've got 5 tattoos from men. They all turned out great. The one tattoo I got from a chick, I've been having to get laser surgery on. Freaking spent like $1,000 trying to get this shit removed.
All right, let me continue here. We're almost at the end. Okay. All right. So where were we at? Yes, men take our jobs too. No, we don't. I mean, how many more female nurses are there than men? There's like probably like 25,000 female nurses to one male nurse. Come on, what kind of a Jesus Christ?
Yeah.
What kind of a statement is that?
Look, even if that was true, men take our jobs. Like I said, those men can do what those jobs entail. When you get a woman into a man's field, she cannot perform at the level that man could. Let's say an iron worker, for example.
Steel worker, iron worker. That's right, Barbara. Go ahead.
Do you think that woman can lift the weight that the man next to her can? She
Barbara,
can't do the job that a man can do. Period.
Barbara, if she works out and looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger ETTE, if she works out,
it doesn't matter. A man y'all are made to have a stronger upper body than a woman's. It
True,
doesn't matter how much a woman works out.
That's a good point.
I want to say something real quick.
Okay.
I agree with you guys for the most part on women not being able to fill the shoes of a man's job and men being able to fill the shoes of a woman's job, except for when it comes to strippers and people in the education field. Sometimes you need a female motherly type woman to be a teacher or substitute teacher, opposed to an aggressive male. Aggressive male may be good PE teacher or something like that. But I think women are far better with children for the most part. I could be wrong.
They're more.
Well,
they
some
were
of my
made to be
favorite
more
teachers
nurturing.
were men. Some of my like history teachers and stuff. Some of those teachers were more
Masculine.
They were more engaging with the subject matter than a lot of the female teachers were.
Right.
And a lot of the female teachers, I noticed, they got a lot angrier with the kids than the men did. The men had more patience with the kids than the female teachers did.
History teacher definitely needs to be a male. History teacher definitely needs to be a male. Same with PE teacher.
A math teacher. Like I said, I always had better luck with male teachers than female teachers.
Okay, good points.
When it comes to kindergarten teachers and whatnot, it's you're gonna want a female there.
Yeah, because they would need to be more nurturing. And I think
Right.
the
More
further
motherly.
you go in the education system, the more male it should become.
It does too. In college, it does. Yes. Now let's get back to this real quick here, because I want to. There's a few more interesting comments here, and then we'll go around and do some final thoughts and stuff. But okay, so furthermore, she says, I think you should be careful making generalized statements judging women. I'm not judging women. I'm stating my experiences, my opinions, and a lot of it's factual. I'm not making generalized statements. I'm stating what's actually happened. And I guarantee I'm not the only one who was offended, of course, because there are a lot of women out there that don't want to hear the truth. That's the bottom line. That's all it is, an opinion, not facts. Well, some of it is an opinion, some of it's factual. You're hearing women on this panel right now that are confirming a lot of it's factual. So it's not just coming from me. If you're going to get on anybody, you're going to get on everybody, including other women that feel the same way. I keep in touch with what goes on in the world, both politically and economically. Women working should be the least of your concerns. I don't care whether you work or not. I don't care what you do with your life as long as you're happy, right?
No, and another thing, Eli, she's saying, be careful how you generalize, but it's okay for her to generalize.
Right. It's hypocritical. It is.
Yeah.
It's a hypocritical statement. And then I said, Belle, please send me a timestamp of where I said women should not work. I never once said that. Look, I understand why you feel the way you feel. I will address this on my show today in a bit. And here we are. Now, the last comment that Belle wrote, she goes, at a grip on life, what you did was ragged on women for wanting to be the breadwinner of their household. No, that's not what I did. Let me read this. I'm going to share my thoughts first, then I'm going to go across the panel. That we prefer the man's role. Can it be just can it just be that we work because we have to help support our family? Whether it's you have to support or you want to support it, okay, that's your choice. It has nothing to do with being the breadwinner or not. I'll get to that in a second. Watch your live over. I already did, and I already knew what I said. There are many insults thrown at women. No, there aren't. They're just opinions and facts. That's all. Okay? I can't rewatch it. Would only upset me again, of course, because these things offend you. The truth hurts. If I took it wrong, I apologize, and I'll look forward to watching your clarification video. Well, you're here live right now, and we're doing that. You listen, you know what? There are not many other YouTubers that are going to actually care to the point of taking the time and effort to do a full show on this primarily because of your comments. That's why I did this. So you should feel special and honored, right? So I'm actually a good dude. If I'm not there the minute you started, I'll watch the replay. I'm at a prenatal appointment with my daughter. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, let me say this. You got to understand one thing. And let me go back to the quad screen here. Here's how I feel about it, and I want to go down the panel, and then we'll go to final thoughts after that. Belle, there's a difference between masculine energy and feminine energy. Okay? Men have masculine energy. Women have feminine energy. Somebody just fell off. Who was that? Was somebody here? That was weird.
I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
I fell off, but I got back in.
Okay, awesome. And so what attracts a woman to a man is a man's emotional strength, and what repels a woman to a man is emotional weakness. Okay? Now, if the woman wears the pants and is the head of the household, in essence, what the woman is doing is basically filling in the roles of a masculine role. It has always been known that the man has worn the pants per se and is the leader, and the woman has always looked up to the man for his strength and to be the provider. If we go back to traditionalism, that's how it was. That's how God made us to be. What feminism has done is it's actually changed that. It's altered that. It's artificially, made women empowered to want to do the roles that were once only roles that men would do. Now, for me, let me tell you something. I respect women I've been with. Let me give you an example from my previous relationship with my ex, Dana. Okay? When I would spend time with her, okay, she did her part. But she always looked up to me as the leader of the relationship. Does that mean I devalued her? No. I kept it as close to as 50-50 as possible. But I'm going to say this. I honestly believe that the man always needs to be slightly in the one-up position. When I say slightly, I mean like 50.1% man and 49.9% woman. For one reason, a woman will not respect a man, no matter what you say. I'm not going to buy it. A woman does not respect a man that she has power and control over. That's how you were biologically and naturally made to be. You want to sit here and question me on that all day, every day? Then we can go back and forth. It's never going to end. But the longer that a man allows you to be in the one-up position, wearing the pants, you will eventually lose respect for him, fall out of love for him, and you will go out and bang some other dude that's more dominant than he is. That's what women like you don't understand. You think you get it, but you really don't. So it's not about trying to be better than your woman and not appreciating her. It's what women respond to. The last thing I'll say is this, Belle, and I want to get to the panel. What women say they want is different than what they respond to. Right now, you're talking about a good game.
Look at her.
But I'd love to see what you respond to in real life, because I bet it's completely different. Again,
Eli?
what women say they want is different than what they respond to. Go ahead, Leo.
I just want to say my feelings on this, and I've talked to Barbara about this even as early as last night. I believe that God did not make women to be like men.
Right.
God made women to be along with men.
Right.
For the men to have their strengths, women to have their strengths, but not the same strengths.
Right.
We are to complement a man. Not saying that if something happened to my husband that I couldn't go on. I couldn't go on running the house and making sure bills are paid and all, this and that and all the other. So me and him are equal on that sense. But we are made to complement each other, not do the same thing, even though my job was the same as his.
Well, it's the whole yin and yang thing, right? The whole
Exactly.
balancing of the universe. Yes.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I've never disrespected my husband, and I have always known, and I know this is going to freak a lot of women out, I've always known my place as his wife, but he's also known his place as my husband. He's to take care of me, make me feel safe and comfortable and everything else, but I also take care of him. And so, I agree and disagree with you at the same time, Eli.
No, I understand what you're saying, and I appreciate your opinion. And that's, and it's going to slightly differ in every relationship. The bottom line is that you both respect and appreciate each other for who you were meant to be, and you're not trying to alter, your biological, ways of being a natural man and a woman. That's the bottom line. You're not trying to artificially change things like the system is trying to do and has done with feminism. That's all I'm saying.
But in the workplace, I mean, I'd get out on the road, and if somebody was broke down with a flat tire, I would get out and change it for them. That doesn't mean I had to call a man over to change the tire. I got out and changed it for them. So the women saying they can't be strong, they have to be a weaker, I don't agree with. A woman can be a strong woman and still be with her husband and respect and, appreciate him.
No, that makes perfect sense, and I appreciate you sharing, your feedback on that, Leo. That's great. Let's get to Barbara and then ODN, then we'll go around one last time with final thoughts. Barbara, what are your thoughts about, all those comments that I just read, and then responding to what I said as well? Does that make sense to you, or what do you think?
Well, I just think people can only go off of their own experiences in life.
Yes.
And if it was a bad experience and someone touches on that topic, of course you're gonna get in your feelings about it, especially as a woman, because women are emotional.
Yep. Can you say that one more time, please, Barbara? Can you please repeat that last line one more time? I want to make sure I heard you right.
Women are emotional.
And that's what I love about women. It's like they balance out the raw masculinity of a man like myself. I mean, we're good together.
When you comment back and people are picking up that frustration in your comment, it's because you're commenting back with your emotions, with what you're feeling, how it made you feel,
Yep.
instead of logic.
It's called a
Right.
projection, Barbara, but you're being nice and not saying it. She completely projected. And I'm not getting on her for it. I understand why she did it. But go ahead.
That's about it, Eli. I mean, I think I got my points across pretty damn well.
You have, Barbara. You have. And I appreciate it. Let's get to ODN. ODN, anything you want to throw in on top of what was mentioned regarding the last few comments I read regarding Bell?
All right, it says right here, most hermaphrodites share XY chromosomes, but the true hermaphrodite is a 46Y individual. So there is some hermaphrodites like Jamie that are truly hermaphrodites.
Good Lord.
That cover girl guy wears metrosexual, he's a hermaphrodite. Guarantee you.
Oh, boy.
And as for the women thing, I'll tell you right now, women are the devil. It says so in the Bible right there. Trick the guys into eating the apple off the tree.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that sneaky little slippery snake trying
Adam
to get
and
in
Eve,
there.
right?
And
Adam and Eve,
Damn
right?
bitch.
yeah. Hell yeah, dude. You got two of these sneaky little women in your chat right now. Right here. I'm looking at both.
Yeah, you love us, ODN, don't you?
Wow.
That's my final thoughts. I just wanted to get on this panel, talk about these goddamn women. I'm joking.
No, these feminists. There's a difference.
There is a difference in a feminist and a woman.
Okay. All right.
All right. Well, we're going to do, I guess you just gave your final thoughts. I'm going to go back to the other two ladies to see if they have anything else they want to throw in. Let's go to Leo first, then we'll go to Barbara, and then I'll wrap it up.
And all I want to say to wrap up is, women, don't try to hang on your I can't do, I'm a woman. Don't fall into that trap that the government's trying to give you. You can do anything you want to, and you can still do it and get a good man. You just have to, don't let people treat you any way other than good. If you allow a man to beat you, if you allow a man to cheat on you, and you let him come back, then, and this is again a generalization, but if you do, then you deserve what you get. And I know that's a rough way to put it, but don't drink the Dr. Pepper and then complain that you're drinking Dr. Pepper.
That's a good point.
The other thing, Barbara said before I came on the panel, Barbara said something about it, and I got cut off while I was in Walmart. But the whole deal about the military and the PT test, it is different for men and women. My son, being a combat medic, has to perform at the highest level, period. And there's some women that are coming in there, they're doing 2 push-ups, 2 sit-ups, and then they have to run 2 miles in like 28 minutes.
28 minutes?
Yeah, he has to do it in like 14.
Jesus
I'm like, I could walk it backwards in 28 minutes.
So could I.
And I'm like, it's so not fair. But women want to be equal in the military, then God damn it, do the equal physical. Period. And
I want to say one last thing.
That is changing as of January 1. That is changing.
That's good.
PT tests coming in.
Good.
So all I have to say is, women, be strong. Quit crying about it, and be strong and take care of your men.
All right, when you get done with that.
I'm almost done.
I want to say one last thing. I screwed up when I said Jamie's a hermaphrodite because he has no balls. He cannot be a hermaphrodite. I'm going to head
All
out.
right.
Peace out.
Peace out, brother. Thank you for being here, ODN. Thank you for being here, Leo Mommy. Much appreciated. Barbara, anything else you want to throw in on this?
Yeah, I just want all of this, women need equal rights. Women have equal rights. There's nothing that there's no right that a man has that a woman does not these days.
Amen.
Correct.
Stop asking for a special treatment, because that's what you want.
And you'll get equal pay if you work equal hours.
And if you're
Yes.
equally qualified too.
Yes.
Exactly.
I don't get what part of that makes no sense. I mean, it all makes sense.
It's common sense. It's logic.
Feminism doesn't look. Feminists do not want equal rights. They want superiority.
Exactly.
Yep, they want to be men. The bottom line is when we say they want to be men, we actually literally, not figuratively, literally mean that they want to be men. That's what you're saying in other words, ladies.
Correct.
Just about, yeah. They want to take the place of a man in society is how they look at it.
Why do you want to be something you're not? You don't have a penis. You have a vagina, but you want to act like you have a penis when you don't have one. I don't get that. That's a simple, logical question that may be too much for most women's emotional brains, which
But
that's
it's
how
not
women
even
are.
the penis vagina thing.
I don't even think
it's the hormonal.
The hormonal thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Men's hormones make them different. Their skeletal structure is stronger. Their muscular structure is stronger. It's all due to hormones. It's all due to what makes you you.
Right. If we're going to go toe to toe, fist to fist, you're going to win as a man. But if I get you on the ground, I can fight you with my legs as a woman.
Oh yeah.
My legs are stronger than yours.
Wow. Okay.
And that's the way women are built. Men have stronger upper bodies. Women have stronger lower bodies.
That's because they carry their babies down there, right?
Correct. Exactly.
They were made to have stronger legs to support the tummy getting bigger. Well, I'm not trying.
No, I'm laughing at Vernon. Vernon said, "Wait, did she just say she was gonna?" She didn't say she was gonna grab you with her pussy.
No.
Oh, like Donald Trump. The Donald Trump. You're talking about the Donald Trump leaked tape.
The Billy Bush conversation.
He said legs.
I said legs, Vernon.
Grab him by the pussy.
And he was right. He has enough money, I'd let him.
Okay. I don't know what to say about that. No, that's okay. Anything else, Barbara? I know you ladies got to probably get going. I know. You got these.
Dinner time here.
All right, I'm gonna let you ladies get off the panel here.
Up.
Oh, cool. I'm gonna wrap this up full screen. So I'm gonna wait for you ladies to leave the panel. But before you leave the panel, I want to thank you so much for being here, Leo, Mommy. Thank you, Barbara. You're both amazing contributors. It was great to have female power on this panel today because I think it's going to it has brought a lot more value than me just doing this on my own. So that's what. No, that's why. And I asked you, Barbara, and Leo, you're always welcome on, but Leo's like, can you send me the link? Absolutely. I was like, when Leo said she wanted to come on, this is about to go down. This is about to go down. But thank you, ladies, for being here. Have yourselves a wonderful night, and I'll be in touch soon. Okay?
Yes,
All right.
bye, everyone. Thank you
for
having me, Eli.
Bye.
All right. Good night, ladies. All right. And
Love
thank you to ODN as well. All right. So that was Barbara Placence and Leo Mommy. And let me do this. Let me turn that off, and let me go back to full screen and wrap this baby up. Before we wrap it up, folks, if you've enjoyed today's show and you would like to further support this show based on the value you feel you're receiving, you can make a donation any amount. Nightbot just shared my link. You can make a donation any amount based on the value you feel you're receiving. PayPal.me/Coach Eli. You can also add a note of any length, and I will read that note live on the air. If I don't get to it today and you donate towards the end of the show or once I go off the air, I'll read that tomorrow. Unless within that note you request to remain anonymous, I will definitely honor and respect that. I do not dox anyone here. I respect people's privacy. Also, if you would prefer to use Super Chat, go to the bottom of your chat box, whether you're on iPhone, Android, or laptop or desktop. Click the $sign. You can select Super Chat and add a message up to 200 characters, or select Super Sticker, which is just a sticker with an emotion on it and a pre-filled amount. Either way, you can make your donation if you'd like. Donations are not required, but they are greatly appreciated. They're a lot of fun, especially when they're super chats, because they pop up on the screen. They go boom, 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 right? So anyway, let me give my final thoughts here, because this has probably been one of the best shows I've done in quite some time, and one of the longer ones. I've been doing shows about an hour and a half. Some have reached 2 hours, but we're actually at the 2 hour and 42-minute mark of this show. So, and it's always a hot topic when you're discussing, modern day feminism and radical feminism and how it's affected, not just, men, but women as well. Modern day feminism is affecting the good women that in essence are challenging our thoughts about this, just like, Belle was earlier. Belle, we have a lot of love and respect for you. We think that you're a good person. But it's obvious, because I've had a lot of experience in dealing with people, that you have been through a lot. You have been through a lot of trauma, not only probably, within yourself, but with other family members and stuff like that. So I can understand why you came at us that way. You didn't only come at me. Like, you came at the other two women on the panel that are women, saying that, yeah, what Eli and ODN and other guys are saying is right. But you know what? We understand. And we're trying to help people like you and other women like you and men that are not understanding this figure it out, so that way you folks can have the best possible shot of accomplishing whatever it is that your heart desires and whatever you want to accomplish in life. Whether you want to have a successful dating relationship, whether you want to get married and have kids. Now, some people have decided that they don't want to date anymore, or they don't want to ever get married. They just want to, date casually or be in a relationship. That's on you. But whatever it is that you want to have, I want to help you folks get there by understanding this modern world that we live in today. That's why my show is, wow, Senator Palacio, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. There are a lot of future topics from this stream. Great show. Sandra, thank you. We still need to get together, and I know I've been so swamped. It's been so crazy. We still need to get together for coffee, and we will do it. Thank you so much, Sandra. Thank you so much. That is so awesome. And it's nice and yellow. Look at that. There are a lot of future topics from this stream. Great show. Sandra is an awesome person. She's just a contributor. But if she ever starts a channel, you want to subscribe to her, go right ahead. But wow, that's going to bring the channel donation amount to $35. Thank you so much, Sandra. Sandra, you like the background today? You like the "We Can Do It"? Yes! Yes, I am man. Hear me roar. Hear me roar. I can't even talk. I am man. 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 I'm showing my man arm. Right? It's funny how Rosie the Riveter was created with a masculine arm. I will start one soon. That's great. Please subscribe to Sandra Palacio and bang her bell. That way you'll know when she puts out a video. Absolutely. But like I said, I was going to say a second ago, that's the reason why my show is called Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. I have a lot of experience living in this modern world and living in the previous generation of this world. 20 years ago, 25 years ago, okay, if we go 25 years ago when I was 20, this world was a different place. 25 years later, it's crazy as fuck in ways unlike we've ever experienced before. All I'm going to say is this. My best advice to men and women: be who you were meant to be. Be yourself. Don't try to be something you're not. Women were meant to be sweet, loving, caring, and docile. Docile, I mean. Does that mean nowadays you can't, exude some masculine energy every now and then, well, you need to if you want to survive in the workforce, right? But if you exude more masculine energy, ladies, more than 20 or 30% of the time, then in essence, you're trying to behave more like a man. And that's not attractive to a strong, confident alpha male like myself. And guys, stop being big fucking pussy. Stop letting the system pussify you. Okay? Be the strong, confident, masculine man that you were meant to be, but also be a good guy. Don't be the best thing for a man to be is well balanced. When I say well balanced, I don't mean be a big fucking pussy that puts women on a pedestal and kisses a woman's ass. But it also doesn't mean be an arrogant, pompous ass. What it means is be something in the middle. Be a hybrid. Be something in the middle. Be what I like to call cocky funny. Be playful. Be charming and playful. Like Coach Corey Wayne says, another coach I follow, he says, be the charming James Bond. That's all. Be yourselves, and you'll see your life will start to change, and you'll start to enjoy life more, and you'll attract more of the right people in your life that are not going to make you miserable. Because if you continue to go down the path of this, feminist shit, where men are behaving like women and women are behaving like men, it's only going to continue to get worse. And at some point, everything's going to self-destruct. Men, you got to look down below and grab your nuts and make sure they're still intact, because you were born with that for a reason. And women, you got to look down below and understand, what you were made for. No disrespect. We both work very well together. Men and women work well together. We balance each other out. And instead of fighting, if we just come back together in the way we were meant to be always, this world will once again become a better place. With that being said, I'm going to get on out of here, folks. It is 6:52 p.m. Eastern Time, 3:52 p.m. Pacific Time. I'm going to go head out for my walk. Well, we lost a lot of people. We only have 22 people in the box right now, I guess because the show is ending and people went elsewhere. That's fine. But we had almost 440 views. Not bad. It was a great show. I'm not coming back for another show tonight, taking the rest of the night off, but I will be back tomorrow for one, possibly two shows. And we're going to continue talking about this, but we're going to continue adding side topics as well. All right, I'm out of here, folks. Have yourselves a great day. Thank you to all the people in the chat that were here, including the moderators and the consumers of content. And once again, thank you to the panel. Thank you to Leo Mommy. Thank you to Barbara Placence. Thank you to ODN. And thank you, Belle, for being here and participating. We look forward to learning more about you at some point. I would love to talk with you on a panel and really learn more about you. All right. Have a good one, folks. Good night. Bye-bye. Bye.